Okay. So
Sarah's editing the audiobook.
What?
Let's check it out. We're live.
Hey.
This is our studio, our sound studio.
Hey,
Gotta have a
guys.
mattress. That's Sarah. She's one of the chief engineers of sounding and editing this audio.
I'm on number 4 refining. Right off the bat, guys, I can tell there's a lot of edits right here that need to be made, but let's go ahead and check them out.
Okay. Standing desk.
It's your boy, Michael Pyatt. How are you doing today?
Whoa.
I'm a little sore,
Can you stop that?
but that's so...
Where's the audio coming from? It's coming from the laptop.
Yeah, because last time,
Let me do
guys, whoa, guys.
1 second. Do you guys always have to like change your whenever you unplug stuff? Can you hold it for a sec?
Yeah.
Tell more about the project.
Hey guys, so we are recording a audio book, and it's been, especially with different days, just having different sounds, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, we are gonna rotate this. So I am the head editor, and Mike is the assistant one, right, Mike?
Yes.
And actually, Mike's the head editor too. But he read 440 pages.
Hey, yo.
All on
It's
YouTube
your
ads.
boy, Michael Pyatt. How are you doing today? I'm a little sore, but that's okay.
This is what I'm dealing with.
Staying hydrated tonight.
And then I'm
Okay,
like,
guys, that was just
I'm
a
like,
little
he's
blooper.
just getting warmed up, right? So
You gotta
I'm
get
like,
warmed up.
I can't wait for just this to start. I gotta start editing. And we're
All right, we are back. Wednesday. Give it up for Wednesday. Give it up for Wednesday. Number 4.
And then he just
Refining
goes into
what
it.
you need to communicate, clear and organized. Now we'll go into a more refining, clarifying, organizing, and adding a simple structure and a more influential depth and impact to your communication. Why this step is so specifically important? Well, part of the creation process is making the script easy to use, because of course you'll be using it to present on camera for your video ad. And sequencing logical order
Can you
will
hold
be
it?
easier, and everything connected so it transitions well from one.
Okay, guys, I know this is all good here because.
Wait, they want to hear it.
Oh. Okay.
Do you guys still want to hear it? Give a thumbs up if you want to hear more of it. This is about YouTube ad, guys. It's about creating the video.
Present on camera for your video ad. And sequencing logical order will be easier, and everything connected so it transitions to the other. Just like a needle pulling through a thread, each item, connecting them, the outcomes, the points, the words, using transition words. I kind of think of it like a puzzle. How can I communicate these elements naturally and connect them all up in an engaging way? And using this makes it easy to plug in ideas, such as I have an idea. Remember that once you get the core stuff, then new ideas, how to say it, or perspectives, or a missing piece will come to you. So that way, with this more structured and organized and simple to use, you can know exactly where you can just plug that idea right into your script, your communication, and then what else changes as well, etc. Because just having the script, like just the words, each day when I would come back to it, it was hard to kind of grasp the big picture again. And it was definitely hard to use and felt overwhelming without any structure and chunky in place. And it was hard to actually use and deliver impactfully, emotionally, just based off the words or the scripts alone. And have all the outside, deeper communication out of my head that I've learned and I knew that kind of needed to take place. So I don't have to remember that all, because remembering it all or remembering too much, well, that never works long term. You always think like, oh, I'm definitely gonna remember this, and then a few hours or the next day, it's like you don't even remember. It's kind of crazy. So definitely noting it all down in all dimensions, which we'll go over in what all that means in just a moment. Overall, deeper communication, a deeper impact, and for higher conversions. Doing this, you'll be able to fill in more and more of the detail, keep adding and clarifying, because progress is progress no matter how small or how fast or slow, regardless of the exact path. And you'll be adding more and more structure and define as you go, kind of into this box and table method. We're going to add some columns, and I'll let you know what all those different kind of columns will include and how to use them Again, structure and what they include. Again, structure helps.
Gotta do an edit, guys.
Again, structure.
I messed up the word structure. And I do a little repeat just to get things going again, then pop right back into it. Pop, pop, pop.
Again, structure helps me clarify what I'm saying, come back to it the next day or after a weekend easier, get feedback on it, etc. Also, able to film and record it quickly after you finish the script and finish this pre-communication and coming.
Ooh.
Right here's a repeat.
I was getting out of breath, guys. This was quite a
Etc.
bit.
And able to film and record it.
Right here.
Also, able to film and etc. And able to film and record it quickly after you write this script. And be able to use this, actually film and record this quickly right after you finish this pre-commit.
Still not it, guys.
Still not it. Sometimes it just takes multiple takes. You
And
think like
be able
you know
to
your
film
stuff
and
so
record
much.
quickly right after you finish this pre-communication piece. That way you can use it really easily, and
No, guys,
you can use it really easily.
we still don't have it.
Hang in there for your boy.
All right, picking back up, etc. And able to film and record.
There we go. That one's it, guys.
Nice. We got it.
Let's just make sure, though.
And able to film.
Yep. Delete. I could have deleted too much, guys. We'll see.
Etc. And able to film and
Wow.
record quickly right after you finish your pre-communication piece. And kind of just having the more one-dimensional script could feel like foreign when you come back to record it. So this will definitely be easier and more influential to use for your recording. Still, personally, I can never actually do the same video ad twice exactly in the same way because my exact perspectives on it are always changing, regardless. Overall, all coming together for the ultimate high-influence communication piece that you can easily perform on camera to have the highest conversions for the most profit at scale. Changing. Overall, all coming together. Overall.
Editor's worst nightmare, guys.
Overall, is all coming together for the ultimate high influential communication piece that you can then easily use right away, perform on camera with the most impact, have the highest conversions for the most profit at scale. At scale, and towards the end, for the most profit at scale. So now, let's go deep.
And as you're probably...
And how to use them. Again, structure helps me clarify what I'm saying, come back to it the next day or after a weekend easier, get feedback on it, etc. And able to film and record twice exactly in the same way because my exact perspectives on it are always changing, regardless. Overall, all coming together for the
Took me 2 weeks to record. It's 1.5 weeks into editing it. These are all the sections of the book.
changing. Overall, all coming
audio.
together. Overall, this all coming together for the ultimate high influential communication piece that you can then easily use right away, perform on camera with the most impact, have the highest conversion. Changing. Overall,
Sometimes it takes...
all coming
a bit.
together.
Sarah's an amazing editor. This audiobook is going to be
Regardless.
amazing.
Overall,
You can
all
purchase it. Wait to see how this book is organized, laid out.
regardless. Overall, all come.
No, we don't have any press, huh?
Probably not.
Changing.
Probably not making much sense to you now. Maybe a little
Regardless.
bit. But
Overall,
once it's
all
edited, make a lot more sense.
regardless. Overall, all coming together. Overall,
Editor's worst nightmare, guys.
Mhm.
Okay, where'd you get now, though?
always changing. Regardless,
You need less space between those two.
perspectives on it are always changing. Regardless, overall, this all coming together for the ultimate high influential communication piece that you can then easily use right away, perform on camera with the most impact, have the highest conversions for the most profit at scale. So now let's go deeper what I mean by all this and being able to add more influential dimensions to your communication for the highest impact and conversions. Okay. At scale. So now, at scale. So now, at scale. So now,
You know he redid that one, guys.
so now let's go deeper.
Okay, check it out. Wait, yeah.
For the most profit at scale. So now let's go deeper what I mean by all this and be able to add more influential dimensions to your communication for the highest impact and the highest conversions, again, at scale profitably.
Guys, we just do a little change of a twig. And then you go file save.
Save. This is the book, guys. This was version 2. This was version 1. This is version 2. So version 2, version 3 just got done today.
You got a 15-minute on your hands, Mike. You're next.
Like, this has really basics. Like, it started super basic. I got a 15-minute design.
No, 15-minute clip.
Okay, can you hold the camera?
Can you just place it right here?
Well,
The editor needs to fully rest, guys, when the editor's on break.
what do you guys think? Should she move the camera around, get any different angles, or just keep it one? Up to you.
Okay.
This is called pure programming, guys.
Guys, I gotta run to the
You
restroom.
switch
So, Mike,
every other.
why don't you set it somewhere?
Okay, Sarah will be back in a second.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Just setting you down real quick. Okay, that should be pretty good.
Yep.
Can you see me in the shot? This
No.
is angle number 1.
Let me do a little better.
We want the screen too to show some editing shots, but also
You
me,
gotta
I'm
get
gonna be
closer to
turned
the
around
comp then.
giving some.
You're
You
not
can't see
seeing.
both?
No, it's way too tilted.
It's too tilted down or it's too skinny.
Too tilted down.
What about if we move it back more?
Maybe. Let's see. Get more in it. Now I can see half of your face.
Okay, I just have to go like this.
Yeah.
And you can see the screen?
Yes, you can see the screen. Well, you can see a smidgen of the screen. Why don't you take a look at it?
Yep.
I'll sit.
You guys always got to get the angles, get your thing in the shot, what you want. Sarah's still learning, but she definitely learned sales, fulfillment of SEO for our digital marketing agency, etc. She's still learning photography or videography. Everything we teach in the book.
Mike's also still learning audio and videography himself.
Yes, I'm always a student. Okay. Now, yeah, you just got to
Okay.
lean in.
Yep.
We got it, guys. Sarah's going to be back in a moment.
Yep.
I'm going to keep on editing. Got to get this done.
Yep, guys. Good luck. Turn the light on.
More on visuals. I like to listen to it twice as fast, so.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We don't go up and down, stand back up. You're nice. I see the glare. Love you. Right? Alright. More on visuals. Why is
I like that ready. Sometimes I'm going to leave it a little bloops just for fun.
More on visuals. Why is using... Restart. More on visual.
Well, maybe I won't. Never mind. Start it there.
More on visuals. Why is using some sort of visuals important? Well, visual aids can be a very powerful dimension to enhance the impact and therefore the conversions of your communication. Words and images presented in different formats can appeal directly to your audience's imagination, adding power to your spoken word. Studies seem to show that 65% of people are visual learners, meaning they need to see or make some sort of visual to grasp it. Then 30% is by listening and 5% is by experience. And as they say, a picture can be worth 1,000 words. Yeah, with that said, a somewhat counterpoint I want to share, and I briefly mentioned earlier but want to reiterate, I once heard somewhere someone saying that a picture can actually decrease conversions because it's more important for that person to actually be making that visual or image within their own head. For example, let's say your video ad was creating selling a weight loss product and therefore wanted to show a picture of someone who's in shape, like at a beach, in a bikini, etc., for the concept of getting in shape. Yeah, when the person sees the who's in shape, like at a beach, in a bikini, etc., for the concept of getting in shape. In shape. Yeah, when the person sees the skinny, in-person shape, they think, oh, that's not me, and they're not imagining themselves doing it, they're imagining and viewing the other person. And in reality, they need to be imagining themselves in shape. So make sure you use visuals with that in mind.
Hey, also you got to make sure it's still live, because sometimes we lose the live.
I will.
Cool.
Guys, you also need to keep hydrated. I like to drink Vita coconut water to vary it up.
Themselves in shape. So make sure you use visuals with that in mind, that the person is still applying this to themselves somehow. Shape. So make sure you use visuals with that in mind, that this person is still applying these visuals to themselves somehow.
So make sure you use shape. So make sure you
That's all you got to do is, you make any mistakes, you just cut them out, and during the experience, you'll never even think about the mistakes. Everything's flawlessly edited together.
Seamlessly.
Themselves in shape. So make sure you use visuals with that in mind, that this person is still applying these visuals to themselves somehow. Somehow. So start to think, if not already, using a variety of different visual images to communicate key points.
He probably does it again.
No, I think it's good.
See?
To themselves somehow. Start to think, if now...
Now I put too much space.
I know, the second segment looks identical, so he probably repeats it, guys. We'll see.
Visuals to themselves somehow. Start to think, if not already, using a variety of different visual images to communicate key points. Somehow. So if not already, think about using a variety of different visual images to communicate key points, such as photograph.
Who was right?
But I still like the first one better.
Me too, yep.
See, then, guys, if you redo little parts, you can just pick which one you want, which sentence.
Visuals to themselves somehow. Start to think, if not already, using a variety of different visual images to communicate key points, such as photographs, tables, diagrams, charts, drawing, keywords, and definitely within your social proof. For example, advertising, you can show an advertising account, or with weight loss, before and afters, etc. To amplify your outcomes you want to achieve and communicate the points you need to communicate to achieve those outcomes in the first place. And you can really...
Actually, I think I'm in the second one, but I'll probably mess this part up.
In the first place. And you can really use visuals throughout your entire presentation, from the intro to the ending. And your visuals can tell the entire story from all major points, and connected from small picture to big picture and even bigger picture, etc. to really drive home the message.
You hear that, guys? To really drive home the message.
See, then, guys, if you have a long break, you just come in, see if I do a starter sentence to pick back up.
Also, do your best to choose your visual.
Nope, but just do this, connect it, play through in regular time.
to really drive home the message.
Really drive home.
Also, do your best.
And do your
We're
best,
going to do
guys.
sound
Bigger picture, etc. to really drive home the message. Also, do your best to choose your visuals beforehand, because then filming and recording first, then totally coming up with the visuals, kind of doesn't make it as cohesive and doesn't work as well. It works out best when the presenter knows the visuals beforehand, so it's more cohesive. Think about like a presentation where you give the visuals cohesive. Think about a presentation where you get it.
Okay, think about the presentation. It's probably right here.
Think about like a presentation where you keep
This is probably my starter word back into think about.
cohesive. Think about a
So I take that, blast it in with this. Boom, bada bing.
Mike is a pro editor.
Zoom out. I want that special speed.
Beforehand, so it's more cohesive. Think about a presentation where you didn't give any visuals in the presentation, you recorded it, and then you came up with and added visuals afterwards, then sent it to other people afterwards. It wouldn't be as cohesive and powerful as you may think. For the best results, you would have the visuals at least in your mind to some degree beforehand. Even if you added them in digitally afterwards, you still want to have a good idea of the exact visuals beforehand to make it the most cohesive. Cohesive. An advanced idea
Okay, cohesive, again, that's my starter sentence, little trick I do. It makes it more longer to edit because you got to edit out these words, but I think
That's
it's pretty
okay,
good.
guys.
Yeah, quality over speed.
Beforehand to make it the most cohesive.
Balance.
An advanced idea, an advanced technique when creating your visuals is kind of created with the skip ad button in mind. So make sure that you don't put anything that skip with that in mind. So make sure you don't put anything. That cohesive. And as an advanced technique, create your visuals with that skip button on the side.
Okay, then you see it as a pause break. Now I'll probably pick back up somewhere.
Right, cohesive. And as an advanced idea or an advanced technique, create your visual.
Make sure you're staying in a good posture when you're.
An advanced
Chair.
idea, an advanced
Then I just probably connect it right back up here.
make it cohesive. And as an
So then I'm gonna pick back up here. So let's choose that one. Play, zoom out.
Beforehand to make it the most
perspective.
cohesive. And as an advanced idea or an advanced
Probably
technique,
making
create your
space around
visuals
here,
with also the skip ad button
here,
on the side, or at
here.
least in mind. So you make sure you don't have any content that's kind of behind that skip ad button that will be covered by the skip ad button and or draw any more attention to that skip ad button. You want to keep them engaged for as long as you can to hear the message to be more influenced, the highest conversions. And also integrate your visuals in. After coming up with some key visuals, rework the script and the points with the visuals as needed so you integrate them together. I.e., like making sure you pause to show each visual, etc.
You hear that, guys?
Integrate.
etc. Also, you can use visual cues, etc. Also, you can use visual cues like highlighting certain words within your exact words or script, so that way you know exactly where visuals come in. Also, come in. Overall, always
Gotta have good visual memory to edit.
show each visual, etc. Also, you can use visual cues like
in. Also, come in. Overall, always remember these
Man, then I always do an overall at the end most cases.
words within your exact words or script, so that way you know exactly where visuals come in. Overall, always remember these visuals are cues to enhance your message, impact, and conversions. And the most powerful images are the ones that the prospect imagines in their own head, and how they associate those images with you and your product and service. Come in. Overall, always remember these visuals are cute.
Wow, I redid it. I didn't even see a mistake, did you?
No.
Well, probably I'll just take the second one.
That's what the most confusing
Overall,
part is.
always remember these visuals are cues to enhance your message, purpose, impact, and conversions. And the most powerful images are the ones that the prospects are imagining in their own mind, and how they associate those images with you and your product and service.
Okay, I'm gonna take the second one, so then I just drag it. That's my first take of it. Let's go pop.
So that way you know exactly where visuals come in. Overall, always remember, these visuals are cues to enhance your message, purpose, impact, and conversions. And the most powerful images are the ones that the prospects are imagining in their own mind, and how they associate those images with you and your product and service.
Beautiful, guys. Flawless.
Okay, pretty good, huh? So guys, these are the tracks edited so far. These waves are all crazy. If I zoom out, yeah, so these are, each track it saves it. It can save it as an auto track. Then you solo each one. So each of these are all sections of the book, like steps. So it's all broken, like very logical and organized, just so it makes sense throughout the thing. As you can see, was this one edited? The table method?
I don't know.
At
Kinda
scale
tell.
profitably.
No, I don't think so.
The table method, turning it into a multi-layered message for the most impact. Why use this method to some degree? Well, it really helps people avoid losing money and saves them years of time with all the best practices in this book.
Did you edit this one or no? No? Okay, we're gonna skip one. That's all good.
The pros of using this method, well, you won't miss any point of what to say. It really helps people avoid losing money and saves them years.
Wait, what? We just missed it?
Yeah, we must have missed it.
Okay, that's a little worrisome, but I'll take it.
Yep.
At scale profitably. The table method,
Guys, Mike is a
The table method, turning it into a multi-layered message for the most impact. Why use this method to some degree? Well, it really helps people avoid losing money and saves them years of time with all the best practices in this book.
That sounded good, right?
Yeah, but look
It
above.
really helps people
Pause
avoid-
this for a second. Do you see all those tracks above? They don't look edited. Number 4.
This one?
Yeah. What happened?
Wait, this one. Refining?
Does that look edited? Maybe it is. I mean, what's with
No,
the beginning?
I don't think it is.
Or is that your song one? That could be the song one.
You know, this was the one, you only did one today, right?
No, I did No, I did two. I finished the
Oh, this
one.
is my song one?
Yeah, I think that's the song one.
Okay. That's why it doesn't look edited.
Hey,
Yes.
it's your boy Michael Pyatt. How are you doing today? I'm a little sore, but that's okay. I'm staying hydrated tonight. Tonight. All right, we are back.
We are
Still
back.
delete this little piece, I think.
Okay.
Now we're on the table method, right?
Yep.
And then we skipped more on visuals, but we didn't edit this one.
The table method, turning it into a multi-layered message for the most impact. Why use this method to some degree? Well, it really helps people avoid losing money and saves them years of time with all the best practices in this book.
Is there a noise?
It really helps people avoid losing money and saves them years of time with all the best practices in this book with this method. Now, the pros of use. It really helps people. Why use this method to some degree? Well, it really helps people.
Well, so we keep the word well. I can do this one too. Keeps the word well.
Well, it really helps people avoid losing money and saves them years of time with all the best practices in this book with this method. Now, the pros of using this method are you won't miss out on any points that you want to say. It can almost be checked off like a checklist. It's less painful, saves a huge amount of time, and keeps you on track. And not using this method, then you're more dependent on your state. And you need to remember what to say, what everything meant, why you're saying it, how to feel, etc. You can go off on tangents, which can be good, but then could waste the user time in most cases and actually lowers conversion rates from my experience. And overall, the video ad can just plain suck. Doesn't convert well and just wastes money, and it doesn't scale your business. Trying to take the shortcut just turns into a long, dead-end cut. Business. Trying to take the shortcut with this can just turn into a long, dead-end cut. Dead-end cut. Dead-end cut. Because
I thought that first one was good though, wasn't it?
Yeah, same.
doesn't convert well and just wastes money, and it doesn't scale your business. Trying to take the shortcut just turns into a long, dead-end cut. Business.
I'll take the first one. Bring that one there.
Take the shortcut just turns into a long, dead-end cut. Because miscommunicating or missing a point can cause the person not to understand your message and lower the percent of likelihood that that person will actually take action and buy. Because remember, this is a game of each view, since we're paying for every single view that we're getting here, and they all add up quickly. So communicating the best, correctly, clearly, influentially, to have the highest percent of people to buy is what is going to win the game here. Now, why I use kind of columns and rows is it separates my ideas. I can see it in blocks easier. Also, for things and notes, I don't want to have it in my way of reading and kind of reading the words and using it. So I need them to the side, kind of lateral. Lateral. So we're really adding dimension. The side, kind of lateral. So we're really adding dimension, as you can maybe visualize, to our communication. Because remember, most people, they're not good at communicating, even though they think they are. So using this method makes sure the outcomes, the purpose, the point, the words, emotion, and visuals are all aligned and all used perfectly to communicate with the most clarity and influential impact. Influential impact. Well, not perfectly, because there's no such thing, but still really good. This is what it takes. Using this method, use it more to a T when you're a beginner, or when you're teaching to others, or when you've kind of forgotten the system or didn't have an exact aligned system and you need a refresher. Then, when you get more advanced, you don't really have to map it out in this detail of outcomes, purposes, points, words, emotions as much as you need to, and then you can kind of do it with less kind of clearly documented when you get better at it and kind of use it all in real time in your head, and can still produce the same level of quality to some degree. And you can also save time by kind of running this in your head and not document it as much. But in general, use these to some degree to have a really high converting video ad. From my experience, this is what it takes. This is what it takes. This is what it takes. So when doing this, a question you may have is, what comes first, kind of the points or the words? And I kind of mentioned it a little while ago. And to create, this is what it takes. This is what it takes. Now, you might be asking, what comes first?
So I listened through because I could see visually that I was going to make another mistake. So that way, don't have to edit and re-edit.
To have a really high converting video ad, from my experience, this is what it takes. Now, you might be asking, what comes first, the points or the words? Well, it really doesn't matter which one comes first. If the words come to you first, or whatever reason, then you write that down, and then, a point later on, then a point comes to you, you write that down as well, and the words kind of just go back and forth with things until it's kind of, mapped out. And I've kind of already alluded to this method in the beginning and showed you an example of the template, the 2 columns, but now we're breaking it down specifically and adding to it, taking it to a whole new level. Some notes to know. I use this table to a whole new level. Some notes to know. I use this table method so I can know why and what I need to get across versus just saying things to say things.
Probably get rid of that notes to know, right?
Yeah.
That's more for like books, so sometimes you got to adapt to the audio. It probably wouldn't be that cool for users, so just get rid of it.
But taking it to a whole new level. I use this table method so I can know why and what I need to get across versus just saying things to say things and forgetting why I'm saying them, etc. And we'll start with the rough framework, kind of the bullets and main points in a structured script, etc. And as always, we start with more of a rough framework of bullets and main points,
Etc. guys.
and forgetting why I'm saying them, etc. And we'll start with the rough framework, kind of the bullet.
Isn't that cool, guys? You can just tie these right together.
Things to say things and forgetting why I'm saying them, etc. And as always, we start with more of a rough framework of bullets and main points, and then into a multi-dimensional structured script using the table method of section, outcome, purpose, points, visuals, notes, make sense, sound good, and we'll go into more clarity in that in just a moment. So get the rough framework down, then can add more clarity, and remember, just right to the trash can, wherever it comes up, keep making progress. Overall, you really need to be clear what you need to get across. So you can still read through the script.
Right through the trash can, guys.
Trash can. Alright, guys, this is a rough spot.
More clarity in that in just a moment. So get the rough framework down, then can add more clarity, and remember, just right to the trash can, wherever it comes up, keep making progress.
Okay.
Overall, you really need to be clear what you need to get across. So you can still read through the script and write to the trash can, but overall, we really need to be clear what we want to get across here. So these multi-dimensions can help, along with refining. And using these.
Okay, so trash can version 1's good.
And remember, just write for the trash can, whatever comes up, keep making progress. Overall, you really need to be clear what you need to get across. So you can still read through the script and write for the trash can, but overall,
I think we need to have like the official version sped up. What do you think about that?
No.
Okay.
moment.
Let me know in the comments below, or if you watch this ad, I'd be curious to know, do you watch audio on twice the speed? I always do.
And
not
whatever
an
comes
ad.
up, keep making progress. But overall,
You never know what format it will be.
This is definitely, I wouldn't recommend for an ad, guys. You
Well,
want to
we're
read
giving
section,
value.
you're going to want to read section 3, creating
Yes.
your high converting acquisition ad to find out exactly what you need.
True.
Clarity in that in just a moment. So get the rough framework down, then can add more clarity, and remember, just write for the trash can, wherever it comes up, keep making progress. Overall, we really need to be clear what we want to get across here, so these multi-dimensions can help, along with refining. And using these tables, having these columns, that way you can still read through the script, the exact words, without having to skip through things and not read things along the way. So again, the multi-dimensional columns really help with this. Now, another quick note, I don't necessarily start with all these boxes and columns right when I start out. It's kind of harder to make in a box format when just first starting out. But then it's hard to fill in the details without kind of context, outcome, and visuals in mind. And then like throw all this in a single horizontal line, kind of on horizontal. So that's why we then put it in the box format, or we can start in the box format as well. It's whatever works best for you when you're doing this process.
You hear that,
Doing this
guys?
process. And again, this will make it a much more easier to present. So now let's get into the exact element.
A much more what did it say?
again, this will make it a much more easier to present. So now
Easier
let's get
to
into the
present.
here in this process. And again, this will make it when you're here in this process.
Would I say hearing?
Yeah.
It's whatever works best for you when you're here in this process.
Hearing?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Here in this process. And again, this will make it
And then, wow, where's that? That's a tough one.
here in this
Here in this process.
here in this process.
I think I deleted off this one. I was tired, guys. Sorry.
Hey, that's
Here in this
okay.
process.
He's human, right, guys?
there, right?
No.
That is true. I am human.
He
And again,
can,
this will make
he can be human. Can't you, Mike? Well, guys, smash the like button,
whatever works best for you when you're hearing this process. And again, this will make it a much more easier 2%. So now let's get into the exact elements, these exact columns that I use and that you can use and what they are and how they work. So I usually don't add this one till later on, the section name. So that way I can kind of organize.
That I use and that you can use and what they are and how they work. So I usually don't add this one till later on, the section name. So that way I can kind of organize it from like big picture, and I have sections, and we'll go over that more in the outline section in just a moment. And we'll go over that more in the outline part in just a moment. And then another column that I have on this table is out.
Nice smooth edit here, guys.
Sections, and we'll go over that more in the outline section in just a moment. And we'll go over that more in the outline part in just a moment.
Scratch the middle. It's a nice clean edit, right, Mike?
Right here?
More in the out. And we'll go over that more.
I like the first one.
I have sections, and we'll go over that more in the outline section in just a moment. And we'll go over that more in the outline part in just a moment.
Okay. Keep the first one.
Smash the like button, subscribe.
Picture, and I have sections, and we'll go over that more in the outline section in just a moment. And then another column that I have on this table is outcomes, or it can be known as a sub-outcome. So sub-outcomes under getting the person to buy. So these all connect up to getting that person to buy. These don't necessarily change, but the order of them can change. And you aren't ever saying the words just to say the words, you're communicating an outcome.
Outcome.
And another column I have is purpose. Like why.
Wow, the first time I didn't do that, huh? That was just a long break trying to figure out what was I saying here?
Ever saying the words just to say the words, you're communicating an outcome. And another column I have is purpose.
Plus,
why am
you
I
can
even
get
doing
this
this?
in
What's the point?
video
And
course,
I'm showing
guys.
study, like, what's the point, you know? That way I can have intent with it, and it's usually a win-win intent. So it's like, why I'm sharing it for them, and for my own reasons as well, to influence. And then points. So what's the points used to achieve the outcome? So if you want to have a certain outcome met, you need to then communicate certain points. Then I also like to have a column for questions. Again, I like, and again, then I like to have a column for questions. Want to have a certain outcome met, you need to then communicate certain points. And again, I like to have a column for questions. So again, I like using that Google your mind method where just ask your mind a question and he'll come up with an answer. So I turn it into a question format. I just think like I'm having a conversation with the prospect and just answering questions the prospect would naturally be asking. And then I have a column for the words. So this is the exact words. The exact words to use to communicate the points. So you have exact words to communicate points and points to achieve outcomes. And then you have purpose for those outcomes. And you can turn it into a question to get all these answers. And then another column I have is for emotions. The exact feeling, points. And then another column I have is emotion. So
Then another column I have is for emotions, the exact feeling, point.
Exact feeling. Guys, this is if you want to go really advanced, you start taking out breaths like this. That was probably part of the word, huh?
Bloop.
a question to get all these answers. And then another column I have is emotion. So sometimes I'll put that with kind of exact words. The change is more often, but sometimes like it'll be like friendly, and then if there's a part about pain, it'll be like, you know, hurt or frustration, feeling pain, etc. So in the first, it was kind of weird to like put like what emotions you will feel, but that just kind of makes sense to really have that full impact. You really have to add this other dimension of the logic, what you're saying, but also like the emotion, how you either yourself feels or the prospect feels to some degree as well, or both. And then I have another column for visuals to communicate for the outcome or the point. And then I have also visuals to communicate the outcome or the point. So again, if I have and then I have another column for
Pretty simple, guys.
Pretty simple, right, guys? Smash the like button if you want more content like
how you either
this.
yourself feels or the prospect feels to some degree as well, or both.
By
And
the
then I have also
book,
visuals to
too.
communicate the outcome or the point.
This is the
Again, I have like
audiobook. You
visuals
can
within
get
all of the horizontal
two
methods.
bad
Guys,
Really like the visuals would come out at the same time as
One
the
at a
words.
time.
That's why I still really like this horizontal method. That way I can have a column specifically for the visuals to use. And we're just starting just a rough draft of them. And then as it gets more to production, you know, putting them in place as you need. And then another column for notes. So any other thoughts, things to know, add, come back to, certain maybe gestures, etc. I can put in a notes column. And then I have And then I also do like make it into a checklist, and I have 2 columns for feedback.
Excuse you, Mike.
Things to know, add, come back to, certain maybe gestures, etc. I can put in a notes column. And then I also do like make it into a checklist and 2 columns for feedback. So one I have for it makes sense, so it actually, another person can understand the meaning. And then another column for sounds good, like it just, for whatever reason, sounds nice in the ears, it flows, it's a natural read, it's conversational, one-to-one, it's engaging, motivational, cool, emotional, whatever, it may be. But so it makes sense and sound good. And I rate these kind of like 1 to 10 as I go through each of my rows, each of my blocks, and I just grade them. Like, does it actually sound good? And does it actually make sense? First I go for make sense, and then I start going more for sounds good. And you can look in the book for some visual examples, plus I'll put some more examples of, so you can get some visual examples of this.
Are you hot?
No. Did I go too close, babe?
We'll see.
Maybe it,
Guys, give us a
Oh!
like if he went too close.
then I just messed it up and I forgot where to go.
No, I hate that.
They actually sound good, and does it actually make sense? First I go for make sense, and then I start going more for sounds good. And you can look in the book for some visual examples, plus I'll put some more examples
Right there.
of, so you can get some visual examples of this in the book, and I'll also put some visual examples of past scripts that I use.
Okay, what one do I want now?
And you can look in the book for some visual examples, plus I'll put some more examples of, so you can get some visual examples.
Tough one, guys.
Man, yeah, this one's just gonna have
Leave
to
a
work.
comment.
Subscribe, hit the bell button.
Sounds good.
Get your
So you can get some visual
notifications
examples
on.
of this in the book, and I'll also put some visual
Notifications
examples of past scripts that I use with this deeper table method on the bonus page as well. A big insight I got too, when using this each time, is that I just make the columns how I want for each one. Like, whatever you need in that time. You can take away some columns, or, you can add some, whatever you need at that time. The goal of the columns is to identify and clarify, the goal of the columns is to identify and clarify the deeper meaning behind the script words, such as the outcome, purpose, naming convention, emotion, notes, visuals to go along with it, etc. So, if you're like, don't need one, or you're already super clear, or you just don't need to do it, then, you don't have to do it. It's just when you need to, like, clarify it, so that way you can deliver it with impact, the highest conversions.
Smash the like if you heard that crack.
Conversions, and again, I always try to set up my outcomes to be win-win, so, and again, I always do my best to set up the outcomes and purposes to be win-win, so the person, the viewer, the prospect is getting something out of the video ad, first just getting sold, and the viewer wins no matter what, and also, I can get paid as well, I also couldn't keep paying for the ads to share the message.
Guys, he did such a good job
You
on
hear
this
that?
book.
Win-win.
Really good job. I think we missed a bloop in a little bit ago.
Nah.
No?
He'll be checking
Nice
quality
conversions.
check.
And again,
No,
I always do my best to set up the
I'll
outcomes
do
and
it.
purposes
No,
to be
no.
win-win,
Let me do it
so the
now.
person, the viewer, the prospect
I
is getting
did
something out of the
fine.
video ad,
No.
first just getting sold, and the viewer wins no matter what, and also,
Guys.
I can get paid as well, I also couldn't keep paying for the ads to share the message.
Come on, Mike. Set a good example for quality.
So, how do you get started with this method? Well, it's super.
Trust me, it's good. What do you think, guys? Is it good? Should we go back? Because Sarah could take a half hour.
No. I'll show you real quick.
Fine.
Okay.
She gets one shot.
It was like right over here there was a repeat. I think it was like right here.
Fast play it.
A big insight
A big insight I got too, when using this each time, is that I just make the columns how I want for each one. Like, whatever you need in that time. You can take away some columns, or, you can add some, whatever you need at that time. The goal of the columns is to identify and clarify, the goal of the columns is to identify and clarify the deeper meaning behind the script words.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it?
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
Wow. Quality control, Sarah. She did. It's +1 for
A
Sarah.
big insight I got too, when using this each time, is that I just make the columns how I want for each one. Like, whatever you need in that time. You can take away some columns, or, you can add some, whatever you need at that time. The goal of the columns is to identify and clarify, the goal of the columns is to identify and clarify the deeper meaning behind the script words.
To identify and clarify.
to identify and clarify.
No.
The goal of the columns is to identify and clarify the,
Just use the second one, all of it.
you can add some, whatever you need at that time. The goal of the,
Where does it
At
start
that
to go?
time.
Right here.
Smash the like button if
What is
was-
that thing?
Just
Garbage?
Take it out. Let's hear it.
goal of the columns is to identify and
Probably
clarify.
snap.
The. That's the the.
Oh.
So let's see if it sounds good, guys.
Whatever you need at that time. The goal of the columns is to identify and clarify the deeper meaning behind the
Sarah
script
is
words.
amazing,
Is
guys.
the outcome,
Save it.
purpose,
Put that in the
naming
comments.
convention.
Guys,
Emo-
smash
guys.
the save button.
Smash the save button. Smash.
How long is this one, bro?
Smash the button.
Whoa, don't run into it.
Smash the button, guys.
Oh my gosh, I haven't looked at it. Oh, it's still running. 44
Whatever you
minutes.
need at that time.
No
The goal
way.
of the columns
Time
is
goes
to
by
identify and
fast,
clarify
man.
the deeper meaning behind the script words, such as the outcome, purpose, naming convention, emotion, notes, visuals to go along with it, etc. So, if you're like, don't need one, or you're already super clear, or you just
Who
don't
heard
need to
the
do it, then you
crack?
don't have to do it. It's just when you need to clarify it, so that way you can deliver it with impact, the highest conversions. And again, I always do my best to set up the outcomes and purposes to be win-win. So the person, the viewer, the prospect is getting something out of the video ad, first just getting sold, and the viewer wins no matter what, and also, I can get paid as well. I also couldn't keep paying for the ads to share the message. So how do you get started with this method? Well, it's super simple. One, if you're already in the box with table method from the start and use one of the templates of the frameworks that I provided, then that's fine. You're already in it. That's good. You can just add your columns as you need to go. If you're not already in the box method, then just add your content to the correlating boxes or correlating rows as needed, and then do the multi-dimensional, so the script, and the words, the outcome, etc., and keep adding the columns to which one you want. And keep adding to this until you've put it all into the and keep adding this until it's all filled in.
That was a pretty good streak.
Outcome, etc., and
Yeah.
keep adding the columns to which one you want. And keep adding to this until you've put it all into the and keep adding this until it's all filled in.
Wow, I think that's two different pieces. Wait, no, what is it? Let me see.
Fine,
Want, and keep adding the
Want. So that word's a false positive.
and keep adding this until it's all filled in.
Where is it? Right here?
I don't know, guys. Tell us where it is.
Right here, guys. Check this out.
The script, and the words, the outcome, etc., and keep adding this until it's all filled in.
Fuck yeah, this is all probably garbage.
And keep adding to this until it's all filled in. And keep doing this, and then keep adding to it until it's all filled in. And again, just fill in each of the columns as you see how, the situation, and you can see how, etc. And just keep doing this until.
No, none of
No,
that.
It's all bullshit. Oh,
It's
this
all-
is it, guys. This is
It's
it.
all a smack dunk.
etc. etc. until all your content is in there. Then just fill in for each
Is that a restart of a few back?
Nah, bruh. Watch how seamlessly this integrates, guys. We'll start all the way back here. Oh, sorry, guys. Ready for the grand finale, guys?
as well, or else I couldn't keep paying for the ads to share the message. So how do you get started with this method? Well, it's super simple. One, if you're already in the box or table method from the start and use one of the templates of the frameworks that I provided, then that's fine. You're already in it. That's good. You can just add your columns as you need to go. If you're not already in the box method, then just add your content to the correlating boxes or correlating rows as needed, and then do the multi-dimensional, so the script, and the words, the outcome, etc., and keep adding this until it's all filled in. Then just fill in for each column. So fill in what's the outcome, what's the question they could be asking, and what's the exact words I could use, and just fill it in. And you can see how you can communicate these same words with so much more power and influence because you kind of have this multi-layered dimension for the full impact, for the highest conversions. You have a profitable YouTube video ad campaigns overall to make the income and the impact that you want each month consistently.
Give that a thumbs up, guys.
Hell yeah.
Save that, Mike. Do a save.
File,
He
save project, save.
went too long without saving, guys.
Yeah, you always gotta save. Sarah's great on that. She's really good on that. More on visuals we did. Updated, organized, drop down. This one's you.
I need a break. It's been an
I can do
hour.
it then.
Okay.
Keep the live stream going. All right, guys, this is the next one. As you can see, there's a lot of them.
Smash
This
the
is
like.
one section, guys. There's 7 total sections. 5 main ones.
Alright, are you ready? Alright, are you ready? Make some
You know it's
noise.
gonna be good.
Alright, great.
What was that? What were you saying, Sarah?
I don't
The
know.
next one. Updated, organized, simple, drop-down outline. If now ready,
Cut the scraps.
updated, organized, simple, drop-down outline. If now ready, you want to have an updated outline chunked from big picture to small points. That way, you can see the big picture view, you can see it all in one, so to speak, how it all connects. It's easier and faster to jump to at any point as needed, and easier and faster to memorize, and reduces duplicate content, repeating yourself too much, etc. And again, see it in a simple way, it's a lot less overwhelming,
You can take a break now, too.
and etc.
I
And
can.
to see it in a
Yeah,
simple
you can
way is a
chill
lot
there,
less
like
overwhelming.
rest. Oh,
And
yeah,
then you're
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about, hey, it's just these 3 simple things that then break down into these things. And then eventually those
I
break
gotta
down
go pee.
into the exact work.
Okay.
Simple way, it's a lot less overwhelming. And etc. And to see it in a simple way is a lot less overwhelming because then you're just really thinking about it. Simple way, it's a lot less overwhelming. And memorize and reduces duplicate content, repeating yourself too much, etc. And again, see it in a simple way, it's a lot less overwhelming. And etc. And to see it in a simple way is a lot. Content, repeating yourself too much, etc. And to see it in a simple way is a lot less overwhelming because then you're just really thinking about it. Hey, it's just these 3 simple things that then break down into these things. And then eventually those break down into the exact words I'll use to communicate those things, those points, outcomes, etc. And really, your outline, it just needs to make enough sense for you, no one else. And you can still always have your 3 main parts of your video: intro, middle, and conclusion. then you just put your core pieces into those core sub parts, so to speak, such as your intro. then Then you just put three main parts of your video: intro, middle, and conclusion. Then you just put your core pieces into those core sub-parts, so to speak, such as your intro could include your pattern interrupt when you grab their attention, and qualifying, because you actually want people who are not interested to skip before the 30-second mark so you don't pay for them, if possible. And also include in the intro here is why watch this video. Okay, you want to get them, the right prospects, the customer avatar, to want to watch the video, and a off call to action to the next step, such as, when the timing is right, you can click the link below or go to, site.com for more details and order your copy, which I'll get into more details later on. For now, let's just get it into, and then get into something else beforehand. And then the middle, and get into something else beforehand. And then the middle, where you have case studies, your proof, a mini story, and you set up for the call to action. Where you have case studies, and then get into something else beforehand. And then the middle, and then get into something else beforehand. And then the middle, where you have
beforehand. And then the middle, and then get into something else beforehand. And then the middle,
This is a tough edit, babe.
and then the middle, more details, and order your copy, which I'll get into more details later on. For now, let's just get into, and then get into something else beforehand. And then get into something else beforehand. And later on. For now, let's just get into, and then get into something else beforehand. And then get into something else beforehand. And then the mid.
How's it going, Mike? A lot of work, Mike?
I got it.
For now, let's just get into, and then get into something else beforehand. And then the middle, where you have case studies, your proof, a mini story, and you set up for the call to action. And then your conclusion, you can put in your direct call to action, your inspirational ending, etc. That way, no matter how intricate inspirational ending, etc. That way, no matter how intricate your script and your communication gets, it's always chunked into these three main sections: intro, middle, and conclusion. And looking at this, an interesting question you could then ask would be, well, what's the most important part of the video? Well, you could say the most important part of your video is the intro, because that's where you grab their attention. You could, well, you could say video. Well, you could say the most important
Lip up.
video. Well, you could say the most important part of your video is the intro. Well, what's the most important part of the video? Well, you could say the most important part of your video is the intro, because that's where you grab their attention.
When you take over.
Video. Well, you could say the most important part of your
You're up next.
Yeah, where you at in this, Mike?
question
No,
you could then
not
ask would
this
be,
one.
well, what's the most important part of the video? Well, you could say the most important part of your video is the intro, because that's where you grab their attention.
Eventually we'll need a break,
Video. Well, you
guys,
could
but
say
we're gonna
the most
keep
important part
going
of your
until
video
as
is the
long
intro,
as we
because that's
can.
where you grab their attention or not, but I'm skipping the video.
See how many tracks we can get done and
But I
around.
can't edit when you're talking though.
Okay.
And looking at this, an interesting question you could then ask would be, well, what's the most important part of the video? Well, you could say the most important part of your video is the intro, because that's where you grab their attention. Video. Well, you could say the most important part of your video.
Maybe just pick it up in the second one. Make it simple, right?
Yep.
Well, you could say.
And ask would be, well, what's the most important part of the video? Well, you could say the most important part of your video is the intro, because that's where you grab their attention or not, whether I'm skipping the video or not, and the first impression of you. But then you could also say the ending, because that's where you tie it all together and get a clear call to action, inspire action. Or, and your first impression on you. Impression on you. But then you could also say the ending, because that's where you
But I redo it. Which one do we like better, guys? Let's see.
But then you could also say the ending, because that's where you tie it all together and get a clear call to action, inspire action. Or, but then you could also say the ending, because that's where you tie it all together and get a clear call to action and inspire action. But then you could also say your middle, because that.
I think I like the first one better. You?
Yeah.
But then you could also say the ending, because that's where you tie it all together and get a clear call to action and inspire action. Or, but then you could also say the ending, because that's where you tie it all together and get a clear call to action and inspire action. But then you could also.
I like the first one better, don't you?
I agree, Mike. 100%.
Wow. Nice.
Together and get a clear call to action, inspire action. But then you could also say your middle, because that's the area where you build up the value, build more trust, set the frame for the call to action. So the truth is that all these parts are important. Just like any system, the entire chair is just as weak as its weakest leg. You need them all the core communication parts working well enough to communicate effectively, tied together flawlessly in an engaging way. So if not already have all your major points down that you have so far, and then chunked into intro, middle, and ending, and then chunk a level further, deeper down, put in all your pieces, and keep chunking further down until you're about 2 to 3 levels deep. That way you can have a big picture, and then also drill down to exact specific detail, and jump to any section and see the big picture and how it all connects together. All together. And keep your outline updated.
You probably restarted it, so
No, I don't.
I think you do.
Nope.
Guys, smash the like if you think I'm right.
And keep your outline updated as you add, move, change around things. That way
Nope.
Oh wow, he was right, guys.
One for
you
me.
jump to any section and
Tied
see the big
up.
picture and how it all connects
1-1.
together. And keep your outline updated as you add, move, change around things. That way you always have this up-to-date, simple, big picture map outline of your core communication that's as simple as one concept, but also breaks down into clear, organized parts, all the way down to the exact words, all together that another human being could understand and buy into.
Beautiful. All right, move out the way, Mike.
Okay.
Delete, save, drink your post.
File, save.
You
This
have to
is
get
called
started
peer
for the
programming,
next
guys.
one,
You guys
guys.
switch over. The other person can then take a break.
Yep.
How are you guys doing? You guys liking this content? Give me a thumbs up. Party time. It's Friday night, 4:30 p.m., but it's probably a different day and a different time when you're watching this, but that's okay because it's what you need. Stay hydrated.
All right. Example of the process of creating an in-stream ad. So looking back, example of the process of creating an in-stream ad. So looking back how I made an in-stream video ad for my client SEO business, I started with the rough communication of what I wanted and needed to say and to communicate. I started with a very rough script, a little backwards, just writing all the exact words out at first versus, using a bullet, or at least that I know of. I'm looking back here on my Google Drive revisions. And then I refined the script a bit. Then I'll show the process of me turning that in-stream ad communication, that version 1, into a more...
So this is where I show examples in the book, but it's still even a little unclear in the book.
And then I
There's
refined the
also a
script a
video
bit.
program of this. So you can buy the book if you want just the book. You can get the audio version, and you can also get the video version too. Those are all on tubeadsprofitplaybook.com. That's
Google Drive revisions.
tubeadsprofitplaybook.com.
Then I refined the script
or
a
the link in
bit.
the description, or if this is an added link down below, mobile, up top, depends if I'm using CPA bidding. There could be some blue buttons that come with that, or if I'm using manual cost.
Then I
it won't
refined
be
the
there.
script a bit. Then I'll show the process of me turning that in-stream ad communication, that version 1, into a more clear...
So in this part, I'm just showing an example of basically how it goes from like
Refine the
unrefined
script
to
a
more
bit.
refined.
Then I'll show the process of me turning that in-stream ad communication, that version 1, into a more clearly communicated, high-converting communication piece. So adding more refinement with the box method. So I added some boxes. Starting to make the framework of the box method, starting with just the one column, the outcome purpose, slicing up the words and sentences and thoughts into commas, and splicing up the words, sentences, thoughts into common blocks or chunks. Eventually having it all in a refinement with the box method. So adding more refinement with the box method. So I added some boxes, starting to make the framework of the refinement with the box method. So I added some boxes, starting to make the framework of the box methods. Then I'll show the process of me turning that in-stream ad communication, that version 1, into a more clearly communicated, high-converting communication piece. So adding more refinement with the box method. So I added some boxes, starting to make the framework of the box method, starting with just the one column, the outcome purpose, slicing it.
Is that good?
Yes.
Okay.
In communication piece. So adding more refinement with the box method. So I added some boxes, starting to make the framework of the box method, starting with just the one column, the outcome purpose, slicing up the words and sentences and thoughts into commas, and splicing up the words, sentences, thoughts into common blocks or chunks. slicing up the words and outcome, purpose, and splicing up the words, sentences, thoughts into common blocks or chunks. Eventually having it all in common blocks or chunks. Eventually having it all in appropriate boxes. Then I added a question column to really get a feel and understanding of what the prospect would be asking, to make it more conversational and to see that deeper layer. Then I made a column for visuals and starting to know the visuals that I would use. Then the next time I worked on it, I added an emotions.
Again, this is probably the one track that makes the most sense in the
Visuals that I would use.
video program.
Then the next time I worked on it, I added an emotions column and started mapping out the emotions to feel in each section. Then the next time I worked on it, I added an emotion column and started to map out the emotions to feel in each part to give me more clarity on the very important emotional aspect. And I know it's hard to see in the pictures, and if you're listening, well, in the pictures. And you can look in the, Then the next time I worked on it, I added an emotions column and started mapping out the emotions to feel in each section. Then the next time I worked on it, I added emotion. The visuals that I would use. Then the next time I worked on it, I added an emotion column and started to map out the emotions to feel in each part to give me more clarity on the very important emotional aspect. And I know it's hard to see in the pictures, and if you're listening, well, in the pictures. And you can look in the book to see the pictures out. It's hard to see in the pictures, and you can look in the book to see the pictures. I'll actually post and you can look at the pictures in the book to see examples of this, and I'll actually post this exact script.
Mistake is all it is. Mistake. All you do is retake. Rifle them off. Retake. It's okay.
And I know it's hard to see in the pictures.
We are.
And you can look at the pictures in the book to see clarity on the very important emotional aspect. And I know it's hard to see in the pictures. And you can look at the pictures in the book. Very important emotional aspect. And you can look at the pictures in the book to see examples of this, and I'll actually post this exact script as a template and the one I actually used in the bonus section, so you can check that out there. But I had the part of the capture, so you can check it out there. So you can check it out there. And I also had a little capture part.
What a great editing technique.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah is amazing at editing. Hire her
Check
for
that out there.
$1,000.
And I also had a look.
I'm way more than $1,000, guys. I'm priceless.
$1,000 an hour.
I'm just messing.
Seriously.
Check that out there.
You do
And I also
deserve
had
that.
a little capture part on top of where I was creating this communication that I needed in, and also some other things to improve that I wanted to add in as well. Then throughout the next few days, I just kept refining, adding more clarity each time until eventually it was done. I had a very simple and kept refining until eventually it was done. I had a very simple and kept refining.
Okay. Delete.
Until eventually it was then used for my recording. And I had my outline of my message was just this one thing, which broke down into three main things, which then broke down into a few things, which then broke.
Did I mess something up?
Not that I heard, but I'm not 100% sure. Play that through.
And I also had a little capture part on top of where I was creating this communication that I needed in, and also some other things to improve that I wanted to add in as well. Then throughout the next few days, I just kept refining, adding more clarity each time until eventually it was done. I had a very simple and kept refining until eventually it was done. I had a very simple to use.
Let me see it.
No, I got this one. I got this one, guys.
Wow. She's got this, guys. She's got it.
I just forgot where it was, but we'll go here.
More clarity each time till eventually it was done.
Just a little bit less, guys. That's all it is. Control. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Now let's just play.
Until eventually it was done.
See?
Okay, you're right. Wow, play it a little higher up, though, upstream.
Yeah,
I want to see. Okay.
Wait a minute.
I had a very simple to use and high converting, compelling communication piece that I could then use for my recording. And I had my outline of my message was just this one thing, which broke down into three main things, which then broke down into a few things, which then broke down into the exact points and words. So this outline equaled this entire.
I went back enough.
No,
this
wait, what?
outline.
I didn't go back enough.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't hear it. Did
I
you?
heard it, yeah.
Where
Just
is
start
it?
back up then. Just go where you more. Just go total left field. Just play more of it if you need to.
And the one I actually used in the bonus section, so you can check that out there. And I also had a little capture part on top of where I was creating this communication that I needed in, and also some other things to improve that I wanted to add in as well. Then throughout the next few days, I just kept refining, adding more clarity each time until eventually it was done.
No, it's not good.
Wow, you missed that middle part.
Yeah.
Sucks ass. Wow.
You guys always got to double and triple check.
Double. That's 2 for Sarah today.
Yeah.
Throughout the next few days, I just kept refining, adding more clarity each time until eventually it was done.
A little less space, guys.
Wow, the Space Queen.
Few days, I just kept refining, adding more clarity each time until eventually it was done. I had a very simple to use and high converting, compelling communication piece that I could then use for my recording. And I had my outline of my message was just this one thing, which broke down into three main things, which then broke down into a few things, which then broke down into the exact points and words. So this outline equaled this outline then equaled this entire more dimensional, influential communication that I would then use for my recording.
Nice.
Let's see how it flows together, guys.
Which then broke down into the exact points and words. This out.
What happened? Too much space?
Mm-hmm.
Sarah's the Space Queen.
Plus, you have way too much space. Like, what? Like, in between.
Space Queen.
Like, look at that. That's
Looking
way
through
too
the
much
glasses, looking through the
To a
glasses.
few things, which then broke down into the exact points and words. This outline then equaled this.
Guys,
Way
it's
too
like
much space.
turning to fall here.
The exact points and words.
Winter's
This
coming.
outline then equaled this entire more dimensional, influential communication that I would then use for my recording.
Booyah, and your grandma.
Yeah.
Mike's turn.
Save. Yep, we got 2 more to go today, then we hit our goal for today.
Really?
Yes, I'm next. Switch up. This is called peer programming. You just get with a partner and then you switch up every other or whenever
Put
you
it
want.
down. I can't hold it. I gotta put this in the fridge.
Okay, can you make sure you got a good shot?
Yep.
Get ready, guys. This is going to be a good one. You guys ready? Make some noise. Comment below. Like, subscribe. Purchase the book. Purchase the book, guys. or get the audio, or get the video course.
Yeah. You can see your face in it.
Oh, cool. It's going to be epic. Ready, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy your little break.
Just a little bit, you can see.
All right. We are back.
We are back.
Number 5, feedback. Verifying communication.
This one's going to be a tough one.
Back. Number 5, verifying the communication is getting the response you want. Overview. Observing what another...
See, guys, you make mistakes, you can just edit them right out. It's all gravy.
Number 5, verifying the communication is getting the response you want. Overview.
Too much space for the user. Let's just cut a little bit so it's a little cleaner, you know? Like, boom.
Number 5, verifying the communication is getting the response you want. Overview. Observing what another person experiences throughout viewing and after watching your video ad.
Okay.
Go, Mike.
Let's
Repick
go.
back up. Number 5, feedback. Verifying the communication is...
Repick back up. I'm just like, let me just redo that whole thing.
That's okay.
I kind of like the beginning though, but oh well.
Mm-hmm.
See, sometimes you just redo it, so just start up there if you want.
That's okay, guys.
Number 5, feedback. Verifying the communication is getting the response you want. As an overview, observing what you want. Feedback, what you want. Feedback meaning observing what another person experiences throughout...
I gotta go back to the first one. I like that one.
No problem, guys. He can go back.
Overview. Observing what another person experiences throughout viewing and after watch.
Okay, so then I like this one better than this one. You can just pick what parts you want, guys.
Feedback meaning observing what another person...
A little less space. Let's give it a go.
Number 5, verifying the communication is getting the response you want. Feedback meaning observing what another person experiences...
Did I say the word overview in the audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what it sounds like with the word overview.
Verifying the communication is getting the response you want. Overview. Feedback meaning observing what another person experiences throughout viewing
No.
and after watching
Yeah,
the
it
video.
doesn't fit. Trust your instinct, guys. Mike knew that, didn't you, Mike?
No, I did it on accident.
Oh.
That's one for me. We're tied 2-2.
Communication is getting the response you want. Feedback meaning observing what another person experiences throughout viewing and after watching
You
the
hit
video
that light on?
thoughts, feelings, and actions. For example, someone watches the video ad and afterwards says things such as, "This part didn't make sense to me. Felt like you weren't being 100% honest. It didn't get to the point fast enough, etc." Regardless if you actually were or not, or how you thought it sounds. Here's an example of some feedback I got from someone really good at feedbacking and giving feedback every step of the way. Here's an example of some feedback I got from someone really good at feedbacking and giving feedback every step of the way.
Alright, and I'm just chilling, guys. Cut that space out.
Every step of the way.
Every step of the way.
Here are my notes. Like headline, number 1 in Google, done for you.
So this is like a different character. I should have like played a different part, you know? But well.
Mike is doing great, guys.
I'm always
Smash the like.
feedbacking myself, you know?
Smash the like button for Mike.
And giving
I
feedback
love it
every step of the
still,
way.
too.
Here are my notes. Like headline, number 1 in Google, done for you. System doesn't get me excited, but not doing it for sure does. System does not get me excited, but you doing it for me sure does.
Okay. Okay, guys. How do you think that?
System.
This is feedback I got in one of my videos.
System does not get me excited, but you doing it for me sure does. Hearing things about the process and how you work with people seems interesting. Like the camera switches, especially between the slides. Instead of saying, "I got the organic traffic," instead of saying, "I got more organic traffic," tell a story about it. I woke up and saw 20 sales, no advertising, WTF, made 200 in my sleep, couldn't believe it, check stats, found out about SEO, etc.
Stories, guys.
Everyone
Sarah.
loves stories.
Everybody
Sarah.
loves a good story, guys.
etc. What were the consistent results? Believe it, check stats, found out about SEO, etc.
I'm gonna get rid of that etceteras.
No problem.
Check stats, found out about SEO. What were the consistent results you wanted? Be more specific. I was broke at the time back then, 5K would have changed my life, but 10K a month is where I really wanted to be. Really like the story about the guy you met. What results did you get? Do you go past the 10K? but 10K a month is where I really wanted to be. Really like the story about the guy you met. What results did you get? Do you go past the 10K a month goal? How do you feel? Like the Toastmaster story, great stuff. Make sure to mention without spending money on an ad. Like the Toastmasters. Feel. Like the Toastmaster stuff. Like the Toastmaster story, great stuff. Make sure to mention without... $10K a month goal? How do you feel? Like the Toastmaster story, great stuff. Make sure to mention without spending money on ads, that's huge. Like the Operator Pro stuff, like the transition from the slide to the headshot.
Feedback.
Like the transition from the slide to the headshot. With your vote analogy, maybe mention electoral votes on authority links.
I see this one fine.
Like the transition from the slide to the headshot. Like, like the transition from the slide to the headshot. With your vote analogy. That's huge. Like the Operator Pro stuff, like the transition from the slide to the headshot. With your vote analogy, maybe mention electoral votes on authority links. Client, you making a video for me makes me want to sign up. I have no idea how to do something like that or where to start. 500 authority sites sounds pretty big and impressive. How the F can you manage that? $500 authority sites sounds pretty big and impressive. How the F can you manage that? Like the frame you put around the qualified step number 2. Like how you won't work with my... $500 authority sites sounds pretty big and impressive. How the F can you manage that? Like the frame you put around the qualified step number 2. Like how you won't work with my competitors. What about number 2 to disqualify them? Maybe it won't work for you. Maybe the keywords are just too competitive to make any money. Like the money back guarantee. Like the scarcity of 5 new clients per month. Like the metric reports too. I was on my iPhone watching this. How can it be easier for my iPhone? What if it was, hey, go to this page and enter your URL? Watching this. How can it be easier for my iPhone? What if it was... How can it be easier for my iPhone? What if it was, hey, just go to this page and enter this URL. We'll start everything like these guys. You give an example of the site. Easy, hey? I think it's a fair offer. I like the price point. So... So imagine me not getting this feedback beforehand and all those things that were kind of like, well, what was going on there, or to the point. Imagine me not getting this.
Should listen through to grab the right one if you can see it visually. I already forgot where I fucked up. Messed up.
Enter this URL. We'll start everything like these guys. You give an example of the site. Easy, hey? I think it's a fair offer. I like the price point. Imagine me not getting this feedback beforehand and all those things left out and how many people I would miss out if I didn't fix all those. And I actually did record this. This was actually feedback I got after the video, and the video actually didn't convert that well, and didn't actually convert well enough to be profitable. So I had to redo the whole video. So now I also teach this is do the feedbacking part before the recording. Because regardless, you may think your communication is amazing, you may think it's okay, you may think it's terrible. But remember, communication isn't what you say, it's what the other person hears and experiences. Point is, it doesn't matter if these things were 100% true or 100% false, because again, it's not what you say, it's what the other person hears and experiences it as.
That's so true, guys.
It as. Regardless, the bottom line is
Remember that one.
as. Yes.
Where's my loving wife water?
Experience as. Regardless, the bottom line is getting feedback.
My loving wife was getting me water because my,
Guys, I kept him real hydrated.
yeah, it was rough.
Because again, it's not what you say, it's what the other person hears and experiences it as. Regardless, the bottom line is getting feedback how others experience your video ads and using that feedback to adapt your communication script as needed. You're only going to help the conversion rates, saving you much more money in the long run and making you much more money in the long run. Saving you much more money in the long run and making you much more money in the long run.
Wait, this is our last one to meet our goal today, actually.
Heck
Wait,
yeah!
was this the one? Did we edit this one?
Heck! More refining? I don't think so.
I think I'm doing. I
You
think I
skipped
skipped
another.
one again. That was my fault.
Well, you're gonna have to go back into the previous.
Why?
Well, that's just how we roll, guys.
No.
I'm just messing, guys. Joke's on Sarah.
You just gotta do one, then you can switch. Sorry. So this is
Mm.
about
Getting
getting
feedback how
feedback.
others
right?
experience your video ads and using that feedback to
There's
adapt your
some stuff,
communication
so
script as
stick
needed.
around.
You're only going to
There's
help the
good
conversion
stuff on
rate,
more
saving you
refining.
much more money in the long run and making you much more money in the long run. Saving you much more money in the long run and making you much more money in the long run. Saving you much more money in the long run and making you much more money in the long run as well.
I
No
got
matter how good of a
tongue-tied.
script, communicator, writer, designer, creator that you are, most likely always need some sort of feedback. Feedback is the breakfast of champions, so to speak. Just think about it. You think that multi-champion. Just think of...
Oh, that is a brute one, guys.
Yeah, but I gotta watch this right here.
Saving you much more money in the long run. The script is needed. You're only going to help the conversion rates, saving you much more money in the long run and making you
Smash the like button, guys, if you got it.
I need a silence part. Got one. Now where was I? Right here?
conversion rates. Saving
Guys, sometimes you gotta take the breath.
Ooh.
Breath alert! Watch. Oh, that's a word at the end there. Right here, guys, watch. That's it. Then I can take a little
Guys.
bit out too.
Give us a smash.
Smash it for that.
They're only going to help the conversion rates, saving you much more money in the long run and making you much more money in the long run as well. No matter how good of a script, communicator, writer, designer, creator that you are, most likely always need some sort of feedback. Feedback is the breakfast of champions, so to speak. Just think about it. Do you think that just think about it. Do you think that multiple people edit and craft a movie script before they make it? Feedback is the breakfast of champions, so to speak. Just think about it. Do you think that just think about it.
Right here to here, guys. So easy.
List of champions, so to speak. Just think about it. Do you think that multiple people edit and craft a movie script before they make it? The answer is yes. Most likely multiple times, multiple people.
True, right, guys?
Right.
Multiple people. Now sure, you could skip this if you want. Now sure, you could skip this.
Guys,
Now sure, you could skip this if you want. For example, if you already are very, very certain that, multiple people. Now sure, you could skip this if you want.
Look at all that time, guys.
Mm.
Sometimes it takes a bit to kind of just, what am I saying, figure it out. It's cool.
Multiple people. Now sure, you could.
Cut out the starting sentence. I gotta do that little trick. I say something right before so that it sounds more. Because sometimes if you just start a sentence and it's like different, I don't know. Who knows if it works, but that's what I do.
The answer is yes. Most likely multiple times, multiple people. Now sure, you could skip this if you want. If you're already very, very certain it's already well communicated and know the
Wait,
response
let's say multiple people again? Or no, just once, right?
Mm-hmm.
people edit and craft a movie script before they make it? The answer is yes. Most likely multiple times, multiple people. Now sure, you could skip this if you want. If you're already very, very certain it's already well communicated and know the response it will get and or have shared this material many times before. And while skipping this may seem tempting in order to finish it faster, it can actually lower the quality and impact and therefore mainly just waste money, not make the money. So I highly recommend this step to you, saving you a ton of time and money in the long run. And again, making much more money in time in the long run.
Cool.
Very true, guys.
In the long run. In the long run. Like I mentioned, it's very tempting.
Oh, I repeat the whole thing, babe, I think.
No.
And you gotta pick.
Like I mentioned, it's very tempting, and most people probably want to skip this step, most likely because they think that people may just not get it because they're not the exact customer or not in the exact situation.
No, I don't think it's a repeat. I'm gonna go back just in case. Double check. Start here.
The answer is yes, most likely multiple times, multiple people. Now sure, you could skip this if you want. If you're already very, very certain it's already well communicated and know the response it will get and or have shared this material many times before. And while skipping this may seem tempting in order to finish it faster, it can actually lower the quality and impact and therefore mainly just waste money, not make the money. So I highly recommend this step to you, saving you a ton of time and money in the long run. And again, making much more money in time in the long run. Like I mentioned, it's very tempting and most people probably want to skip this step, most likely because they think that people may just...
Maybe get rid of that tempting part.
Yeah.
Like, just...
Like, why tempt?
Like I mentioned, it's very tempting and most people probably want to skip.
Can I just start with most people?
Yeah.
And most people
Tempting, maybe right here is most.
probably want to.
Oh, it's right in a word, tempting and most. But I think I can do it right here.
Most people
Good, right?
Yep. That was a great edit, guys. Give us a like.
Give us a shout out for that one. Now, what's going on before? Any breaths? No. Ready for this, guys?
We are ready, Mike.
time in the long run. Most people probably want to skip this step, most likely because they think that people may just not get it because they're not the exact customer or not in the exact situation the potential customer would be in, or that they're in feedback mode, so of course they're going to see things wrong with it, or that they're in feedback mode, so of course they'll see would be in, or of course they're in feedback mode, so of course they're going to have things wrong with it. Or on the other side,
Let's see if I can remember where it is. Right here, guys.
Yeah, that's a challenging
or
one.
that they're in
Because they're not the exact customer or not in the exact situation the potential customer would be in. Or, of course,
2 words off, guys.
Guys, how's he doing?
Give me a thumbs up, smash the
or
like
not in
button,
the exact situation the
subscribe.
potential customer would be in. Or, of course, they're in feedback mode, so of course they're going to have things wrong with it. Or on the other side, maybe they think that it took all this time to communicate it so well, so they just think, of course it will be heard how I think it will. And I laugh at this now, but I actually used to do this and think this way all the time, and never got the feedback until after I did the ad and spent hundreds of dollars on it, and it didn't perform well enough. Then I asked for feedback, and then I got to redo everything, which again, now why I started getting feedback beforehand for the recording to save a whole lot of time and a whole lot of wasted money.
Guys, do that, would ya?
Wasted money. All those things wasted money. Wasted money. All those things mentioned may be completely true.
Probably do a restart.
Yeah.
Wasted money. So, all those things I mentioned may
Called it a, huh, babe?
Mm-hmm.
beforehand for the recording to save a whole lot of time and a whole lot of wasted money. So, all those things I mentioned may be completely true, but trust me, it's better than nothing. I'm not getting any feedback beforehand. Wasted money. And all those things, they may be true. Money. And all those things previously mentioned,
What was that?
wasted money. And all those things previously mentioned, they
Mike.
I think I like the first one better. You?
Yeah.
So, all those things I mentioned may be completely true, but trust me, it's better than nothing. I'm not getting any feedback beforehand, and then wasted money.
So I'm not getting any feedback, maybe. We'll do a tough edit, guys.
Wasted money. And all those things previously mentioned, they may be true, they may not be true, but trust me, it's better than nothing. Not getting any feedback.
So I'm not getting any feedback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where was that? Right here?
I don't know.
Better than nothing. I'm not getting. Not getting any feedback beforehand.
Let's see if it works, guys. Let's see if it meshes. What do you guys think? Let me know in the
Money.
comments.
So, all those things I mentioned may be completely true, but trust me, it's better than nothing. I'm not getting any feedback beforehand.
Good
and
enough?
then spending money on the communicated message is part. Yeah, wasted money. All those things previously mentioned, they may be wasted money. All those things mentioned,
So, guys, sometimes you do that. You just redo it anyway, so you have a better version.
And then you go, duh. Right,
No,
Mike?
No.
Oh.
and a whole lot of wasted money.
But yeah, I tell you,
All those things mentioned, they may be completely true, but trust me, it's better than nothing of not getting any feedback beforehand, and then spending the money on the communicated message in the video without getting any direct ROI needed to keep paying for the ads. Most likely just wasting a bunch of money.
Thumbs
This
up for
process of getting
ROI.
feedback is key.
key, guys.
Is key. A general principle.
Guys, when you buy the audio version, you'll get all these mistakes edited out. Look, this just takes 5 minutes. It just takes us like 30 minutes just to edit this, you know?
All those things mentioned, they may be completely true, but trust me, it's better than nothing of not getting any feedback beforehand, and then spending the money on the communicated message in the video without getting any direct ROI needed to keep paying for the ads. Most likely just wasting a bunch of money. So this process of getting feedback is key. A general principle is that if one person personally experiences the message in the wrong way, most likely other people will as well. Is key. A general principle is that if one person personally experiences the message in the wrong way, most likely other people will as well. A great saying is the more as well. Also, a great saying is
You like the first one or second one? I think first one, right?
Yeah.
a general principle is that if one person personally experiences the message in the wrong way, most likely other people will as well. Is key. A general principle is that if one person personally experiences the message in the wrong way, most likely other people will as well. A great saying is the more as well. Also, a great saying is
That's a different part, but
Oh, this is a hard edit, guys.
yeah, I was tired here, huh?
Yeah.
most likely other people will as well. Also, a great saying is the more personal, the more
Too close?
Yeah.
most likely other people will as well. Also, a great saying is the more personal, the more universal. And also the other saying with all feedback is use with a grain of salt. Although not exactly 100% sure like how anyone came up with that metaphor, but again, just use it to get the problem and then, you know, you survive it as you see fit. And the old saying with all feedback, use with a grain of salt. And also a great saying is the more personal, and also a great saying is the more personal, the more universal. And also an old saying with all feedback,
I wouldn't even know how to edit this one, guys. I'm glad Mike's doing it.
Also, a great saying is the more personal, the more universal. And also the other saying with all feedback,
I gotta do breath control here.
universal. And also an old saying with all feedback, use with a grain of salt. Although, looking at that closer, not 100% sure what that means. Overall, more multiple feedback from multiple people makes it more thorough. Because one person could not like something and another person could like it. So who's right? Well, with more feedback,
Imagine
you'll
listening
be
to this in your head and
I
headphones.
know.
But yeah, we gotta do some posts. That's another project.
So who's right? Well, with more feedback, you'll be able to be much more clear. Well, who's right? Well, with more feedback, thorough. Because one person could not like something and another person could like it. So who's right? Well, with more feedback, you'll be able to be much more clear. Well, who's right? Well,
get. So who's right? Well, with more feedback, you'll be able to tell.
yeah. So who's right? Well, with more feedback, you'll be able to tell what the majority likes and doesn't like things, etc. Maybe you can evolve that bigger percent will like or not. That's just weird, isn't that sentence?
Let's listen to Sarah.
Or not. Maybe. That's just weird, isn't that sentence?
Yeah, it's funny you're struggling the same part as I was.
Yeah, it is funny. So who's right? Well, the more feedback.
Guys, smash the like button if you like that bloop.
Smash it for Looper.
Well, with more.
Smash it for Loopy.
Another person
Look at that though. When you guys buy this audio program, you get it without any
could
mistakes.
not like something and another person could like it. So who's right? Well, the more feedback, you'll be able to be more confident and be able to tell what the majority likes and doesn't like things, etc. But with that said, I've gotten the majority of feedback I needed from 3 people I really trust.
Gotta
and
go
can give
pee
good
again,
feedback,
guys.
Okay.
etc. But with that said, I've gotten the majority of feedback that I needed from 3 people that I can.
But with that said.
What the majority likes and doesn't like things, etc. etc. But with that said, doesn't like things, etc. But with that said, I've gotten the majority of feedback that I needed from 3 people that I can really trust and that can give me good feedback, etc. But with that said, I've gotten the majority.
But with that said.
Doesn't like things, etc. But with that said, I've gotten.
Breath control.
And doesn't like things, etc. But with that said, I've gotten the majority of feedback that I needed from 3 people I really trust and can give good feedback. So you actually don't need that many people. Overall, quality versus quantity. And of course, always a balance of also quality and speed. And of course, always a balance of quality and speed. We could spend months getting feedback.
And of course. And of course. And of course. And of course.
Trying to get that breath out too, you know.
Versus quantity. And of course, always a balance of quality and speed. We could spend months getting feedback and refining. So we want to do the process as best we can with the right people up front faster. Mostly, these right people can really get in touch and communicate what they think, feel, and would do while and after they watch your video ad communication. But on the flip side, also know that you want multiple. Your video ad communication. But on the flip side, also know that you want multiple feedback and looking for common areas where people are interpreting the message in different ways and in negative experience ways, kind of like confused, alarmed, distrust, boring, sketchy, doesn't make sense, etc. Regardless, getting feedback before recording, then you'll know your pre-communication is more correctly communicated and therefore can even be more confident, sketchy, etc. Regardless, getting the feedback before.
Regardless. Regardless.
I do some big breaths sometimes.
sketchy, doesn't make sense, etc. Regardless, getting the feedback before recording, then you can be more confident that your communication is actually correctly communicated, and therefore can be even more confident to fix those things. Same exact points, huh? Coming back. Regardless, getting feedback before
Redo it again. Sarah's laughing. What do you know?
Regardless,
No, in the video. Where are you? Okay.
etc. Regardless, getting feedback before recording, you'll know your pre-communication is more correctly communicated, and therefore can be even more confident and fix those things where wrong ahead of time, and can be more confident in the message that it will be much more likely to work profitably, and then can focus on the targeting and your funnel and not worry as much if the video ad is good enough or not. Or not. As mentioned, I used to get the feedback. Worry as much if the video ad is good enough or not. As mentioned, I used to get the feedback after I did all the work of presenting and editing, then would have to rewrite the script and redo the recording and the editing, taking months to iterate with feedback, until now, obviously, getting the feedback first before recording, all the work of memorizing, recording, and editing, etc. So, how to know when you're ready for more outside feedback from others? Well, you can actually get feedback in earlier stages, before refining details as much, get the big picture, get the big from others. From others. Well, you can actually get feedback in earlier idea stages from others. Well, actually, you can get the feedback in earlier idea stages, before refining details as much. Get the big picture, the rough framework of how someone would respond to it. Get the big picture, the rough feedback of how someone would respond to it. And as mentioned earlier, from others. From others. Well, you can actually get feedback in earlier idea stages, from others. Well, actually, you can get etc. So, how to know when you're ready for more outside feedback from others? Well, you can actually get feedback in earlier
well, you can actually
for more outside feedback from others? Well, actually, you can get the feedback in earlier idea stages, before refining details as much. Get the big picture, the rough framework of how someone would respond to it. Get the big picture, the rough feedback of how someone would respond to it.
get the big picture, the rough framework of how someone would respond to it. Get the big picture, the rough
Defining details as much. Get the big picture, the rough feedback of how someone would respond to it. And as mentioned earlier, for sure, when you read out loud, you can't think of any other big ways to improve it, prove the message, or at least close to that to some degree, and then you need that second pair of eyes. I even remember once thinking it needed so much work once, and then I got feedback from pair of eyes. I even remember once thinking or at least close to that to some degree, and then you need that second pair of eyes. I even remember once thinking it needed so much work once.
Breath control. Wow, that was a real tonker of one.
Second pair of eyes. I even remember once thinking it needed so much work once, and then I got feedback from Mihai on the team, and he said it was good to record. So sometimes it's not as bad as you think, or maybe it is. You just need to know. You'll be using your internal compass, and you just know when it's great enough to see how others experiences it. Record. On a deeper level, you're using your internal compass.
I was getting tired, but I'm still pushing through, sharing the message. Gotta get the message out.
So sometimes it's not as bad as you think, or maybe it is. You just need to know. You'll be using your internal compass.
What? Save. She's saying save from the bathroom. Isn't that nice, guys?
To record. So sometimes it's not as bad as you think, or maybe it is. You just need to know. You'll be using your internal compass, and you just know when it's great enough to see how others experiences it. On a deeper level, you're using your internal compass. Maybe it is. You just need to know. On a deeper level, you're using your internal compass that you just know when it's great enough to see how others experience it. Again, your communication, your message can always get better. Even when you record, a message and story are always changing as we keep living life and seeing new perspectives and integrating those in and communicate differently. So don't worry as much about perfect for this point in time, and good and integrating those in and communicate differently. So don't worry and communicate differently. So don't worry as much about perfect perfect for this point in time, and good enough is good enough, using principle, but my attention to it is good. So, differently. So don't worry as much about how perfect it is. Differently. So don't worry as much. Differently. So don't worry as much.
So don't worry as
And communicate differently. So don't worry as much about perfect. Communicate differently. So don't worry as much about perfect. Perfect for this point in time. And good enough is good enough. Using the proven principles, gets the attention, it's good to go. Gets my attention, it's good to go. It's good to get, it's good to go. It's good to get feedback from others. So who do you get feedback?
the attention, it's good to go. Gets my attention, it's good to go. It's good to get, it's good to go. It's good to get feedback. It's good to go.
Gets the attention, it's good to go. It's good to get feedback from others. So who do you get feedback from? You get feedback from personal friends, business friends. Is good enough. Using the proven principles, gets the attention, it's good to go. It's good to get feedback.
Good to get feedback from others. It's good to get It's good to get Gets the attention, it's good to go. It's good to get feedback from others. Gets the attention, it's good to go. It's good to get It's good to get It's good to get good to go. It's good to get feedback from others. So who
Wow, I found a little knocking noise, Sarah.
What's that?
I found a knocking noise.
It's good to go. It's good to get feedback from others. So who do you get feedback
You
from?
heard a knocking?
You get
No, never mind.
Okay.
From, you get feedback from personal friends, business friends, your team, your staff. Hire someone on Upwork or Craigslist or a copywriter's job, a Facebook group, etc. Just pick who you think will be best and go for it. Test them out to see if they can get the feedback you are looking for and verify that it's good enough or exactly what it is or where's the rough spot
Can you
that
hand
needs
me
to be
the Kleenex?
recommunicated, recalibrated, how you're communicating it. In different level sequences, communicating it. And you can communicating it. And you can get communicating it. And you can get different levels communicating it. And you can use different sequences communicating it. And you can use different recommunicated, recalibrated, how you're communicating it. In different level sequences, and you can use different recalibrated, how you're communicating it. And you can use different sequences of who you get feedback from. For example, Sarah Pyatt, SP, then Mihai, MN, then Mitz, MV, then Brian Fleming, BF. So you can choose who you want. You can do it kind of in that order. You can fix the rough spots, then show the next person. Or fix, then show that same person again to make sure you got it, then move on to the next person. Or sometimes I'll do the video ad one person at a time, sometimes few people at a time. Do whatever setting and format makes the most sense in your situation. Now on to setting up the feedback situation. in your situation. So now, situation. So now, situation. Now on to setting up the feedback correctly to get the most out of it.
Crazy, I can like feel your emotions through this.
Now on to setting up the feedback correctly to get the most out of it. You need to know this
What am I feeling?
situation. Now on to setting up feedback correctly to get the most out
You
of
just
it.
want to get it
This is the
done.
mindset that you need to.
You know?
That's what I feel right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's reflecting.
Oh no.
Or situation. Now on to setting up feedback correctly to get the most out of it. This is the mindset that you need to really take on, is that your responsibility is to get the feedback from them. It's your responsibility to get the feedback from them. Situation. Now on to setting up the feedback correctly to get the most out of it. The first mindset that I really learned that
Like this one.
this is the mindset that you need to really take.
No, I'm carrying too.
Now
Dave.
on to setting up feedback correctly to get the most out of it.
I'm
The
making
first mindset
sure
that I really learned that I had to take was
Yeah.
that it's my responsibility to get
Look
the
at that.
feedback from them.
My
So it's your responsibility
responsibility.
to get the feedback from them.
Whoa.
Beautiful, guys. We're going on
Yes.
2 hours
So
almost.
it's your responsibility to get
2 hours of driving, Mike.
the first mindset that I really learned that I had to take was that it's my responsibility to get the feedback from them. So it's your responsibility to get the feedback from them. So it's your responsibility to get the feedback from them, and therefore, and want to make it easy and clear for them, and to get what you need, and all the details.
Whoa.
She's still going. How long is she?
Not sure. Focus on progress.
The biggest mindset that, out of it. The biggest mindset that I really had to,
Wow, I just restarted the whole thing. See which one's better, right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
up feedback correctly to get the most out of it. The first mindset that I really learned that I had to take was that it's my responsibility to get the feedback from them. So it's your responsibility to get the feedback from them. So it's your responsibility to get the feedback from them, and therefore, and want to make it easy and clear for them, and to get what you need, and all the details. The biggest mindset that I really had to learn was that it's my responsibility to get feedback from them. So it's your responsibility to get feedback from them, and therefore, you want to make it easy and clear for them as possible to get all the details that you need from their experience from the ad.
Second.
Yeah, I guess so. Take, cut.
The first mindset that
No, you cut too much. The first mindset?
Yeah, but then I just restated right here.
That correctly to get the most out of it. The biggest mindset that I really had to learn was
Oh, okay. You said the biggest in one and then the first in another.
Yeah, I switched it. I know. You upset? You gonna call the police? Brass guys, see I care.
onto setting up feedback correctly to get the most out of it. The
Why
biggest
you're
mindset that I really had to
correctly.
learn was that it's my responsibility to get feedback from them. So it's your responsibility to get feedback from them. And therefore, you want to make it easy and clear for them as possible to get all the details that you need from their experience from the ad. From the ad. It's very easy. From the ad. It's very easy for the mind to
Hello, boys and girls. We've been going at it for 148 minutes now.
need from their experience from the ad. It's very easy for the mind to slip into feedbacking for them, thinking things like, oh, they're going to say it's
Is there anything missed or no?
Nah, guys. Smash the like if he's...
from the ad. It's very
No. It's this part.
from the ad. It's very
No. That's just how it starts, guys. Sometimes it's the writer's fault.
their experience from the ad. It's very easy for the mind
Oh,
to
I'm
slip
a
into
writer.
feedbacking for them, thinking things like,
I
oh, they're going to
take
say it's too long, it's dumb,
responsibility.
etc. But all you have to do is let go of what you think they will think, both positive and negative, and get the real feedback verification for yourself.
Hell yeah.
You restart it.
For yourself.
Nope.
You can get the feed for yourself. Again, you can use for yourself. Again, you can use feed.
Hallelujah, guys. He didn't do a restart.
Guys, I'm gonna make sure you guys get this concept. Feedback's key in how you do it, etc.
Verification for yourself. Again, you can use feedback groups with multiple people, or single person, one at a time, Google Live, or in person, etc. Get the feedback before you go all in, or just the script, not necessarily the visuals. Before you go live, or just in person, get the feedback before you go all in. Person, one at a time, Google Live, or in person, etc. Get the feedback before you go.
Just cut, guys.
get the feedback.
Time, Google Live, or in person, etc. Get the feedback before you go all in. At least just on the script, not necessarily all the visuals. You want to give them, the feedbacker, the right required visuals. Now, visuals. Now let's go into some details. Visuals. Now let's go into some details. What to give them, the feedbacker.
Who knows, Mike?
necessarily all visuals. You want to give them, the feedbacker, the right required visuals. Now let's go into some detail. Not necessarily all visuals. You want to give them, the feedbacker, the right.
I hate when you zoom in and your visual eye
Get the
gets
feedback
messed
before
up.
you go
Huh?
all in. At least just on the script, not necessarily all visuals. You want to give them, the feedbacker, the right required visuals. Now let's go into some
Well, let's just do it there, you know what I'm saying?
Gosh, guys.
go all in. At least just on the script, not necessarily all visuals. Now let's go into some details, what to give them, the feedbacker,
Oh, I restart anyways, guys.
visuals. Now let's go into some details, what to give them, the feedbacker, right before actually recording.
You might restart again. I think you
I think
restart
I
the
do.
third time. Check it out, guys. He totally does.
Now let's go into some details, what to give them, the people feedbacking, the feedbacker, so to speak, right before they listen.
Not necessarily all the visuals. Now let's go into some details, what to give them, the feedbacker. Now let's go into some details, what to give them, the people feedbacking, the feedbacker, so to speak.
No, use the first part.
Now let's go into some details, what to give them, the feedbacker. Now let's go into some details, what to give them, the people feedbacking.
Right there, you could have stopped it and then meshed the second first.
Okay.
Some details, what to give them, the feedbacker.
What to give?
Now let's go into some details, what to give them,
I like this, what to give them.
Okay.
what to give them.
So this one can just be right before what to give them.
Now let's go into some details, what to.
Right there, right? Read like that what, but oh well.
I don't know. It's
I'm
not a
over
big
it.
deal. I'm over it.
Visuals. Now let's go into some details, what to give them, the people feedbacking, the feedbacker, so to speak, right before they listen to
way
it,
better.
right before they give any feedback. Give the presenter what you are doing for.
No way, do I restart it?
Now onto some details, what to give them, the feedbacker, so to
Yeah.
speak, right before they listen and give any feedback.
But I don't even like that part, you?
No.
You want to give the feedbacker like what you were doing for this.
The people feedbacking, the feedbacker, so to speak, right before they listen to it, right before they give any feedback. Give the presenter what you are doing for.
So let's get rid of that second
Yeah.
part.
You want to give the feedbacker
Yep, perfect. That's where I messed up anyways.
Mm-hmm.
right before they listen to it, right before they give any feedback. You want to give the feedbacker like what you were doing for this video ad and looking for such as that it makes sense, sounds good, and telling them something like your overall experience of the communication, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, etc. The more detail you can give me, the better. The better. And really that you're looking to see the experience of their better. And really you're looking to see their experience. Detail you can give me, the better. And really, you're looking to see their experience of the video ad,
Faster.
thoughts, emotions, and actions. Instruct them who they need to be, so to speak, and where they're coming from, who the customer avatar is, so they know how to be and what perspective to come from. For example, my customer avatar is, and then give, common traits of a buyer, such as small business owner, making around $10,000 a month, looking to grow their business, could be this certain way, looking to grow their business, could be set on a certain way, such as pay-per-click or SEO, but not 100% sure on the exact path,
Pause.
regardless, looking to grow their business and
You gotta
motivated to do so.
repeat.
Okay, wasn't paying attention.
Is, and then give, common traits of a buyer, such as small business owner, making around $10,000 a month, looking to grow their business, could be this certain way, looking to grow their business, could be set on a certain way,
So use the first looking to grow their business with the second could.
making around $10,000 a month, looking to grow their business, could be this certain way, looking to grow their business, could be
Thank you, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everyone, give a thumbs up for Sarah for finding that one.
$1,000 a month, looking to grow their business, could be set on a certain way, such as pay-per-click or SEO, but not 100% sure on the exact path, regardless, looking to grow their business and motivated to do so. And you can also split customer avatars or different variations. For example, number one, this type of group, and do so. And can split customer avatars as well, or different.
And you can also.
Delete. Smash the delete.
Watch, I get the breath.
And you can also.
That was such a big one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To do so, and can split customer avatars as well, or different variations. For example, number one, they're looking for information on how to grow their business and apply it themselves.
Too fast?
And number two,
No. It's fine.
apply it themselves. In number 2, another group, or they're more likely that they want it done for them. And whichever customer avatar variation the video ad is primarily for and secondary for,
Clean that works. I know it's just garbage.
Same with the second little box.
etc. And tell them when your potential customer would avatar variation the video ad is primarily for and secondary for. And tell them when your potential customer would be seeing the ad to give them context of the situation. Most likely they're viewing a related video, or it shows up before another video before they're watching, etc. The situation. They're most likely watching a related video and it shows up right before they're watching another video, etc. And have somewhere to take notes if you're doing this live.
You hear you laughing, Sarah?
Mm-hmm. You need to save this. You haven't saved it in so long.
Guys, always save.
Get real.
The situation. They're most likely watching a related video and it shows up right before they're watching another video. And have somewhere to take notes if you're doing this live, which I think is really effective, or give them a template to take notes on for you, or at least somewhere to capture it. That way you have it documented for yourself to review and use. Overall, the more specific, the better. And I'll actually post a free template for you to use on the bonus page. The bonus page. But still, don't give them too much information. I'll actually post a free template for you to use on the bonus page. But still, don't give them too much information beforehand as well. Let them figure out all the details of your background, etc. Do not give them everything or too much, because your prospect won't get any pre-information before seeing your video ads. So the less you can say about the ad exactly, then the better.
My best. Got some blue puff.
So the less you can say about your own ad and your own opinions of it, the better.
Did I already say that?
Yeah, like fine.
But still, don't give them too much information beforehand as well.
Right.
Let them figure out all the details of your background, etc. Do not give them everything or too much, because your prospect won't get any pre-information before seeing your video ads. So the less you can say about the ad exactly, then the better. So the less you can say about your own ad and your own opinions of it, the better.
Which one do you like better?
First.
This one?
So the
Yeah.
less you can say about the ad exactly, then the better. So the less you can say about your own ad and your own opinions of it, the better.
I like the second one.
Okay.
It has the word opinions.
I'm not gonna argue that one, guys.
Wait, what about half of it?
So the less you can say about the ad exactly, then the better.
Add exactly and your own opinion about it.
We'll see.
Watch this. This is called a double merge, guys. Double helix merge.
So the less you can say about the ad exactly and your own opinions of it, the better.
Good.
Who's the best?
Guys, we need a break soon, so we're gonna cut the video.
No, you can take a break.
Opinions of it,
You're gonna go after this. This one.
You need a break.
I know, but we're giving the viewers a show. I'll break when I'm talking to them.
before
And
seeing your
watching
video
you.
ads. So the less you can say about
Zoom
the ad
out.
exactly and your own
Where?
opinions of it, the better. Don't lead the witness, so to speak. Let them experience as close as they would
Let
for
you
the first
closer,
time
eh?
in the real ad setting,
No.
just like a regular prospect
Okay.
would. Then, present your pre-communication you have so far to them. You can use the script, give your very best presentation of it, record it in case it's needed, such as to listen back to yourself, or use to memorize, or if sending people to get feedback from the video itself, such as listen back to yourself, or use to memorize it, or sending people to get feedback, or sending to people, or sending ad setting. Then present your pre-communication you have so far. You can use the script, given your very best setting. Then present your pre-communication you have so far. Setting. Then present your
Rough one, guys. I'm not sure how.
Then present your pre-communication that you have so far. You can use the script, give your very best presentation, record it in case needed, such as to listen back to, or use it to memorize, or sending the video in the first place to people to get the feedback. Setting. Then present your pre-communication you have so far. You can use the script, give your very best presentation of it, record it in case needed, such as to listen back to yourself, or use to memorize with it, or sending the video to get the feedback from the people in the first place. And do your best to stick to
You're gonna like this one.
listen back to, or use it to memorize, or sending the video in the first place to people to get the feedback.
No. Second.
This one isn't. You don't like this one?
No.
Or sending the video in the first place to people to get the feedback.
No.
No. Doesn't connect then to the other one well, I feel like.
Well, that's a big space.
Then present your pre-communication you have so far. You can use the script, give your very best presentation of it, record it in case needed, such as to listen back to yourself, or use to memorize with it, or sending the video to get the feedback.
Let's do all three. See which one I like better, best.
Then present your pre-communication you have so far to them. You can use the script, give your very best presentation of it, record it in case it's needed, such as to listen back to yourself, or use to memorize, or sending people.
Third one, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Prospect would. Then present your pre-communication you have so far. You can use the script, give your very best presentation of it, record it in case needed, such as to listen back to yourself, or use to memorize with it, or sending the video to get the feedback from the people in the first place. And do your best to stick to the script in this case.
You like
since
that
that's
one,
the
eh?
close way.
That I messed up even the words?
Mm-hmm.
To get the feedback.
What's this word?
Pe-
Get rid of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to get the feedback from the people in the
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
That was a terrible edit, guys. Don't do that.
Or send in the video to get the feedback from the people in the first place. And do your best to stick
Good.
to the script in this case, since that's the close way. And do your best to skip. And do your best to stick to the script in this case, since that's close to the same message in this place. And do your best to skip to the script in the first place. And
Skip to the script. This is skip. You said skip there.
Honey,
Okay.
relax.
do your best to stick to the script in this case, since that's the close way that it's going. Do your best to stick to the script.
Didn't I say and do your best?
Yeah. Someone got blooped.
See, they stick. That's great. You just skip.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't you say that exact same
Yeah.
thing again? Isn't that
Just
weird?
says stick to script. I think there's a missing word.
Script to stick.
This needs to be edited afterwards. I'm editing so much, but
You're
it's fun.
struggling so much with it too.
I know. In the
So
first
I'm
place.
struggling. You were...
In the first place.
Well, whatever, just delete all that.
Presentation of it, record it in case needed, such as to listen back to yourself or use to memorize with it, or send in the video to get the feedback from the people in the first place. Do your best to stick to the script.
No, I like the first part, like this one. Wait, I gotta listen to this one.
And do your best to stick to the script in this case, since that's the close way.
I like that part. And then since we'll pick it back up on.
Sure, guys. Whatever works for Mike, since he's the boss here.
Babe.
What? You're the editor. You call the shots.
Do your best to stick to the script in this case, since
Where's the word
Good.
since, guys?
Good.
do your best to stick to the script in this case.
You have to play it more to get sense.
I think it's since is right up to here.
Do your best to stick to the script in this case.
No,
word
you're
case?
not far enough. You have to highlight more.
To this?
A little bit down. There.
No. That's
Do your best to stick to the script in this case, since
wow, that's 3 for me on the head.
do your best to stick to the script in this case.
To the script in this case, since that's the close way that it's going to be communicated.
That's 3 for Mike, 2 for Sarah. Mike's in the lead.
And do your best to stick to the script in this case, since that's the close way that it's going to be communicated. Do your best to stick to the script, since that's the close to the same message. That was such a big one. Oh well. In the first place. So do your best to stick to the script, since that.
I don't know why we redid it. It's like puzzling, you know?
Place.
Well, I messed up.
And do your best to stick to the script in this case, since that's the close way that it's going to be communicated. So do your best to stick to the script, since that's a.
Now I gotta redo the since part, you know? That's fine. Where do you think it is?
I don't know.
Right here.
Since that's
So you guys really gotta focus on your visuals here. Plus the waves, plus the sound associated with visuals.
stick to the script in this case, since that's a close way in
That
the
wasn't
first
even the
place.
one.
So do your best to skip to the first place. So do your best to stick to the script, since that's the close to the same.
Is this gonna be the right even one to edit, babe? I have no line there.
I'm on break. I gotta rejuvenate for mine.
Since that's
Take
the
it on
close
that.
to the same message that you'll give in the first place. In the first place. So do your best to stick to the script, since that.
This is it, honey. This is it, viewers.
To the script in this case, since that's close to the same message you'll give when actually recording. Although it can still wing it at times where it makes sense, because remember, it's not about the exact words. It's about communicating the points and the outcomes versus just saying the words. The outcome versus just saying the words to say the words. And if good enough, if some insight comes up,
I'm just gonna pick up there.
points and the outcomes versus just saying the words. And if good enough, if some insight comes up, you can then change.
Maybe I'll pick back up just to say the words, you know what I'm saying?
The outcome. First, just saying the words.
Say the words, right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Right here, watch this.
First, just saying the words. Just say the words. And if good enough, if some insight comes up, you can then change, make the changes, make a mental note of that, and change it down, edit it, and integrate it into the script right away or later on afterwards. 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 And again, when
Don't even know if this is the right one.
right into the script right away or later on afterwards. Afterwards. And again, when presenting, give your best experience of like the real thing, because remember, how you say it also affects the user experience. For example, even if I know nothing, you say it also affects the user experience. For example, even if I know nothing or don't care about space travel or something, but then if you communicate it in a passionate, simple, interesting way, I'll most likely enjoy it. And same is true with the opposite. If my favorite subject of money and business, if you say it in a monotone, boring, or confusing way, then I'm not going to listen either. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And we'll get more into that as we talk about, and we'll get into more detail in the present. Boring or confusing way that I'm not going to listen either. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And we'll get into not going to listen either. Does that make sense? And we'll get into more detail in the presenting part of exactly how to say it best for the most influence. For the most influence. So still, back to
Getting ready, huh, babe?
Oh,
how to say it
what are you
best for
talking
the most
about?
influence. So still,
Whoa!
What?
You made a noise in the background.
Whoops. My bad.
You hear that?
Uh-huh. Guys, I'm just getting cranky because I'm hungry. We haven't eaten in like 4 hours.
We're intermittent
how to say
fasting.
it best
No,
for
we're
the most
not.
influence.
Yes, we are.
So
No, we're
still,
not.
back to
Stop always obsessing about food. We'll be fine.
I'm not obsessing about food. I'm hungry.
and we'll get into more detail in the presenting part of exactly how to say it best for the most influence. So still, back to the
It's just distracting.
Just finish the thing so I can finish mine.
You can get food if you want. Keep that in.
I know, sweetie. I
say it
want
best
to
for the most
finish.
influence.
Thanks.
So still, back to the most influence. Now back to getting feedback. Some other questions to ask your feedback audience or a single person that may come up at the time would be, would you buy? And if so, yes, and why? And if no, why not? What's holding you back, etc. Based on their feedback, you can ask questions to help get more clarity, etc. And based on their feedback, you can ask questions to help get more clarity.
A lot of repeats in this one, huh?
Mm-hmm. I don't think you're playing them back
No,
then, are
why
you?
not? What's
Yeah.
holding you back, etc.
Oh.
And based on their feedback, you can ask questions to help get more clarity. So, for example, you said X, are you looking for something like Y, like this, and you can see what it is. If you come, you see what it is. And if you come up with a quick solution,
Like this, and you can see what it is. If you come
like this, and you can see what it is. And if you come up with a quick solution, ask them about it and verify that it's there along. And if you come up with a quick solution, ask them about it. And you can see what it is. And if you come up with a quick solution, ask them about it and verify that it is more along the lines of what they're looking for, etc. Etc. Some more personal examples that I got beforehand, before I did the TYT SEO in-stream video. What they're looking for, etc. Some more personal examples that I got beforehand, before I did the TYT SEO in-stream video. The feedback I got was really need to find a way to simulate different emotions, as the common feedback was to have different emotional states or tones. I was all like just the same. And I've changed. And at the time I kind of found it hard. Emotional states or tones, I was all like just the same. And at the time I kind of found it hard to change emotions so fast.
Want to get that breath too, you know? But it's not always needed.
and I've
Sometimes when you edit though, you know, those breaths sound weirder, you know? Okay, you're resting. Got it.
Different emotional states or tones, I was all like just the same. And at the time I kind of found it hard to change emotions so fast and to do do it so consistently, so I had to really learn about that and then integrate it, and which again I'll go into more detail in just a moment in the presenting part. Presenting part. And another personal example of feedback before Too Bad's Profit Playbook. Just a moment in the presenting part. And another personal example of feedback before Too Bad's Profit Playbook, the first version 1 of the ad. If you want to see that whole process done in video format, I'll leave a link below to that in the bonus section as well. It's pretty interesting to see that as well. And I'll give you a feedback template, again, that's in the bonus section as well. So how to use the feedback received. The bottom line, their main role was to identify the parts that didn't work well. Your role is to find the solution. So now, how to use that feedback received? Well, the bottom line is, their main role was to identify the parts that didn't work well. Your role is to find the solution to fix them. In other words, people...
I like the first one better, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Role was to identify the parts that didn't work well. Your role is to find the solution. In other words, people do not have to tell you the solution, although they may try. They just need to look at their reactions. Solution. Them. In other words, people do not have to tell you the solution, although they may try. Just look at their reactions, and you can tell if someone is... Fix them. In other words, people do not have to tell you the solution, although they may try. Just look at their reactions, and you can tell if it's pleasing to someone or not. If not...
Wow, lots of them, huh? Take a break, got it.
The bottom line, their main role was to identify the parts that didn't work well. Your role is to find the solution. In other words, people do not have to tell you the solution, although they may try. They just need to look at their reactions. In other words, people do not have to tell you the solution, although they may try. Just look at their reactions, and you can tell...
I like this first part.
Mm-hmm.
The solution, although they may try. They just need to look at... Just look at their reaction. They just need to look at their reactions. Then, in other words, people do not
Hear
have to
that?
tell you the
Yeah, I heard
solution,
it.
although they may try.
Yeah, this is how it is. So I'm gonna leave like this, and then let's see if I can get a breath here.
This could be the 30-minute clip, huh?
I mean, we're at 16. Yours is at 16 above too. Both are long.
You're gonna sit here
Just
when
look at
I
the
do mine
reactions. You can
too.
tell if it's
Yeah.
pleasing to someone or
Silently.
not. If live, or at least see the reactions, or at least what they say about it. About it. For example, I remember one time the reactions, or at least what they say about it. For example, I remember one time I wanted to communicate that I was more interested in helping than making money and wanted to say it in an impactful way, so I chose the words, and I'm paraphrasing it a bit for the sake of this conversation, but something to the effect of, I know I'm going to die soon, so I want to leave a legacy. And I thought it was so profound and so motivating, and then the person I told it to thought I had a terminal illness and was going to die any day. So obviously I really didn't want to communicate that. It's not exactly what I wanted to communicate, even though I thought it was. So obviously I really didn't communicate what I actually wanted, even though I thought it was.
I don't think there's a mess up.
So obviously, I really didn't want to communicate that. That's not exactly what I wanted to communicate, even though I thought it was.
I just dropped it off for whatever reason.
Illness and was going to die any day. So obviously, I really didn't communicate what I actually wanted, even though I thought it was already so great and profound. Therefore, then I just changed the point to die someday, and then he liked it. So one word change for me, the main creator, made it better and communicated the point how I wanted. So he didn't know the solution as much, but he knew that there was just something that wasn't 100% felt right. And it was my job to find the solution, not his. Not his. So get your external feedback and apply to any friction areas. There was just something that wasn't 100% felt right. And it was my job to find the solution, not his. So get your external feedback and apply to any friction areas. Areas. And then, how do you know when it's ready to record? Well, you'll have your inner areas. 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 And then, how will you know when it's ready to record? And then, how will you know when it's ready to record? Well, you'll have your inner confidence in yourself that's good enough. Areas. So, get your external feedback and apply to any friction areas. Then, how do you know when it's ready to record?
Areas. And then, how do you know when it's ready to record?
I think I like this one.
So get your external feedback and apply to any friction areas. Then, how do you know when any friction areas. Then, how do you know when it's ready to record? Well, you'll have an inner confidence in yourself that you know it's good enough. And of course, we'll still always have fear that's not good enough, won't work out. That's 100%
I had a dropout here.
apply to any friction areas. Then, how do you know when it's ready to record?
Oh well.
Apply to any
friction areas. Then, how do you know when it's ready to record? Well, you'll have an inner confidence in yourself that you know it's good enough. And of course, we'll still always have fear that's not good enough, won't work out. That's 100% normal. But at the end of this, by using these proven principles and knowing you did the work to get the feedback and really refine it with a clear communication. And when it's communicated, the sub-outcomes, the ultimate main outcome of buying, it's verified by other feedback from at least or a minimum of 3 people. Overall, when you share these ad content scripts with others, 3 people. Overall, when you share your from at least or a minimum of 3 people. Overall, when you share your video ad contents or script, or a minimum of 3 people. Overall, when you share your video ad contents or script with others, and they, again, at least 3 different people say something along the lines of, where do I buy? Count me in, or I buy that. Versus level 2, that's good. And level 3 is keep telling you more feedback comments, so you still most likely need more work, still refining it. So once you can verify others like it, it will most likely make them want to buy, then you know you're good to go and record it. Good to record it. And some other things to remember, And some other things to remember, as mentioned many times, but want to be super clear, it can never be perfect. Aim for great, not perfect. Progress towards greatness versus perfection, etc. No script is ever really done, and it can always be improved, etc. No script is ever really done and can always be improved. But there's definitely a time where you can say, this will give the prospect enough info.
I like it. I didn't even hear these errors. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, these are tough ones right here.
And some other things to remember, as mentioned many times, but want to be super clear, it can never be perfect. Aim for great, not perfect. Progress towards greatness versus perfection, etc. No script is ever really done, and it can always be improved, etc. No script is ever really done and can always be improved. But there's definitely...
I don't know why I repeated it, but who knows?
I think you got the wrong waves.
Towards greatness versus perfection, etc. No script is ever really done, and it can always be improved. But there's definitely a time where you can say, this will give the prospect enough info to make the decision that they need to, and be compelled to go through it until they have enough info and inspire them to take action and eventually buy if they are actually the right fit. And once you have that done, it's time to begin the next major steps of this process to record your video. Shh. They're a right fit. No script can always be improved, but there's definitely a time where you can say, this... improvise, but there's definitely a time where you can say, this will give the prospect enough info to make the decision they need, and compelled to go through it until they have enough info and inspire them to take it. Improved, but there's definitely a time...
Wow, guys, look at me go. Just tell them, like...
Improved, but there's definitely a time where you can say, this will give the prospect...
I just want to see if it's the better version of it.
But there's definitely a time where you can say, this will give the prospect enough info to make the decision they need and be compelled to go through it until they have enough info and inspire them to take the necessary actions and eventually buy if they're truly a right fit. And once you have all that done, well, now it's time to go the right fit. And once you have that, the right fit. The right fit. And once you have that done, it's now time to go into the next major steps of this process to record your video message.
the right fit. And once you have that done,
Tell me if you like 1 or 2. Okay? Can you turn off that heater too?
No script is ever really done, and it can always be improved. But there's definitely a time where you can say, this will give the prospect enough info to make the decision that they need to, and be compelled to go through it until they have enough info and inspire them to take action and eventually buy if they are actually the right fit. And once you have that done, it's time to begin the next major steps of this process to record your video. But there's definitely a time where you can say, this will give the prospect...
Sure, yep. There's more, yeah.
And once you have that done, it's now time to go into the next major steps of this process to record your video message.
I got like this like lead up to all of it, don't
Let's
you?
play it and see.
And once you have that done, it's time to begin the next major steps of this process to record your video. And once you have that done, it's now time to go into the next major steps of this process to record your...
What happened here?
Well, I laughed right here. I think this one should just be replaced.
Yep.
of this process to record
Get that cleaned
Right
up,
here?
right?
your video.
Well, maybe I'll do it ahead of time.
And once you have that done, it's now time.
It's now time. Where's that, babe?
Done. It's time.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I did the right part, do you?
Well, let's see. Let's play it. You may have. I think you did. We'll see. Or you maybe not.
Make the decision that they need to and be compelled to go through it until they have enough info and inspire them to take action and eventually buy if they are actually the right fit. And once you have that done, it's now time to go into the next major steps of this process to record your video message.
Fine.
I think it sounds too weird with those two together.
Because volume different?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you got to go with the second take.
And once you have that done,
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's fine.
You know, it's a little, slower, oh well.
And eventually buy if they are actually the right fit. Once you have that done, it's now time to go into
Good.
the next major steps of this process to record your
Yeah. I think there was just a breath.
I wouldn't worry about
It's only
press.
like when I edit them in, it looks like manufactured. See how it's like weird?
Yeah.
Like, what is that bouncing?
Just paste it.
Okay.
I'm trying to get mine, you know?
actually the right fit. Once you have that done, it's now time to go into the next major steps of this process to record your video message. Right fit. And once you achieve that, then it's time to go to the next major.
I redid the whole thing, babe.
Just delete it all.
And once you achieve that, then it's time to go to the next major steps of this process, which is to record your video on camera. And once you've achieved,
No, I don't like that one. On camera. Seems so artificial.
once you have that done,
Does?
it's now time to go into the next major steps of this process to record your video message. And once you achieve that, then it's time to go to the next major steps of this process, which is to record your video on camera. And once you've achieved that, then it's time to go to the next major steps of this process, getting your pre-communication message recorded on camera.
Hmm.
I like that one. Let's go with that one.
Okay.
Fuck it, you know?
Buy if they are actually the right fit. And once you've achieved that, then it's time to go to the next major steps of this process, getting your pre-communication message recorded on camera for the most influence.
I like the achieve part, though. I mean, this part. Like,
once you have that done, it's now time.
So start at time again?
yeah, I think these two.
Once you have that done, then it's time to go to the next major steps of this process, getting your pre-communication message recorded on camera for the most influence, the most conversions, and the most profit at scale to make the income and impact that you want each month consistently.
Save, right?
Yep, delete.
File,
Save.
Save.
Okay, I asked that you don't talk during
So-
mine and that you stay in here.
Okay.
This is the 30-minute one.
25 minutes.
Okay, move out the way.
Okay.
And no moving the camera.
I can't move the camera?
No, it's distracting.
What if I'm behind here?
I gotta have complete focus. Well, then
Okay.
you're talking to it.
Okay.
It's distracting. You know?
Yep. This is gonna be a good one, guys, but I'm gonna keep quiet. Let's listen.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. All right, now some more on refine. All right, now some more on refining and getting it done and ready. You'll keep using, shit. Right. Quiet on set. All right, getting back to it. More on refining and getting it done and ready. You'll keep using some of the and getting it done and ready. You'll keep using some of the tools and methods that you already learned in the last section, in the focus funnel section, to keep refining your communication. Because remember, as they say in writing, it's not writing, it's rewriting. And now we'll add some more clarity to the refinement process since it is so important. So at first, you're working to put all the major ideas and necessary ideas down, then rearranging or ordering them in a logical order that makes sense as needed. You can order the blocks, the elements, the rows in any order you want. Then you can just change the words to match the sense
We only changed one.
you want. Then you just change the words to match so it makes sense. Where needed. You can order the blocks, the elements, the rows in any order you want. Then you can just change the words to match the sense
We only changed one.
you want. Then you just change the words to match so it makes sense. Where it fits in your communication rows in any order you want. Then you just change the words to match so it makes sense. where it fits in your communication, such as if I said my name in the beginning of the ad, I would say, "Hi, I'm Mike Pyatt." And if it was more in the middle, I'd say, "By the way, my name is Mike Pyatt." So I just changed the words, the connecting words before it to match the content so it makes sense in context and what order it comes in on. And speaking of ordering, sometimes I like to put all my major concepts, blocks,
What you doing?
I'm just chalking it, writing them off. We
Okay.
checked it off the list.
and what order it comes in on. And speaking of ordering, sometimes I like to put all my major concepts, blocks, those rows onto sticky notes. That way I can move them around physically in the real world. And I can also have my big picture outline that I can also move around on my computer as well. Then making sure each point as well. Then making sure each point makes sense and is clear to another human being. So I keep as another human being. And as I do this, to another human being. And as I do this, I use the box to another human being. And as I do this, I use the box to table method and use that as well when you need to. Being and being. And I keep using my box table method, and so will you as you need more help to be more clear and more powerful with what you are saying. Just ask these questions. What's the outcome I'm working on achieving here? Why do I want it? I can also move around on my computer as well. Then making sure each point makes sense and is clear to another human being. And as I do this, I use the box to table method. Major concepts, blocks, those rows onto sticky notes. That way I can move them around physically in the real world. And I can also have my big picture outline that I can also move around on my computer as well. Then making sure each point makes sense and is clear to another human being. And as I do this, I use the box to table method and use that as well when you need to. Being and being. And I keep using my box table method, and so will you as you need. Move around on my computer as well. Then making sure each point makes sense and is clear to another human being. And as I do this, I use the box to table method and use that as well when you need to. Being and being. And I keep using my box table method, and so will you. As I do this, I use the box computer as well. Then making sure each point makes sense and is clear to another human being. And I keep using my box table method, and so will you as you need more help to be more clear and more. And I keep using my box table method. And I keep using my box table method, and so will you as you need more help to be.
I have to go to the bathroom real quick.
Where? No.
So will you as you need more help to be more clear and more powerful with what you are saying. Just ask these questions. What's the outcome I'm working on achieving here? Why do I want this outcome? What's the point? What's the question someone would be asking here? What's the main points I need to communicate to achieve this outcome? And what are the exact words to communicate those points, and those points then to communicate the outcome? And then each point and the words, they sound good as well. And remember, it's just conversational, how you would say it to a words to communicate those points, and those points then to communicate the outcome. And those points then to communicate the outcome. And then each point communicate the outcome. And then each point and the words, they sound good as well. And remember, it's just conversational, how you would say it to a friend. To a friend. Then tying and connecting it all together with transition words. Friend. Then tying and connecting them all together with transition words. Friend. Then tying, connecting them all together with transition words to connect them all together and keep the user to a friend. Then versus conversational, how you would say it to a friend. Then tying, connecting them all together with transition words to connect them all together and keep the user engaged. So again, transition words, engaged. So again,
What are you doing, Mike? It's distracting.
and keep the user engaged. So again, transition words such as, for example, the thing is, which leads us to, on the other hand, the next step is, so, and, because, not to mention, by the way. And you keep doing that, keep connecting it all together. Then I'll add visuals. And even if I get a good idea for a visual more in the pre-stages of the communication, by the way, then I'll add visuals. And even if I get a good idea for a visual when refining the pre-communication, I'll just note it down in the doc of what it is. That way I can come back to it, because we always got to remember first things first. Images are not critical, but the content is. Then I'll add styling. And you keep doing that, keep connecting it all together. Then I'll add visuals. And even if I get a good idea for a visual more in the pre-stages of the communication, by the way, then I'll add visuals. And even if I get a good connecting it all together, then I'll add visuals. And even if I get a good idea for a visual when refining the pre-communication, I'll just note it down in the doc of what it is. That way I can come back to it, because we always got to remember first things first. Images are not critical, but the content is. Then I'll add styling, bold, italicized, highlights, ... connecting things, breaking up paragraphs, etc. I personally like to use styling just like we did in the last section, the focused funnel, stylizing, etc. I personally like to use styling just etc. etc. I personally like to use styling just like we did in the last section, the focused funnel, when we stylize the words for the user, but now it's for yourself, because it really helps me read it, memorize it, clues to know how it's said, etc. So that can really help adding style, such as bold, italicized, highlights, ... and breaking up paragraphs. That way you can easily see what are the parts and easily present it. And overall, keeping it organized. That way you can jump back to any piece that you need as needed at any time. And of course, it'll be easier to present and pick back up on gone if you're gone for etc. And overall, keeping it organized. That way you what are the parts and easily present it. And overall, paragraphs. That way you can easily see what are the parts and easily present it. And and easily present it, and etc. And easily see what are the parts and easily present it, and etc. And easily present it. And overall easily present it. And overall, keeping it organized. That way you can jump back to any places needed. And of course, it will be easier to present and to pick back up on if you're gone for longer periods of time. For example, the weekend you come back, that way you can just see the organized big picture and jump right back into it. And if needed, use a project management doc. See the organized big picture and jump right back into it. And if needed, right back into it. And if needed, use a project management doc to capture or note down your outcome here, what you're working on achieving, your purpose, to really connect to that why, that motivation, your resources, all your different to-dos and lists, and etc. Your resources, your to-do list, and then you redo and update that as needed. Also use what we can call a swipe extra location. Memorize it, clues to know how it's said, etc. So that can really help adding style, such as bold, italicized, highlights, ... and breaking up paragraphs. That way you can easily see what are the parts and easily present it. And overall, keeping it organized. That way you can jump back to any places needed. And of course, it will be easier to present and to pick back up on if you're gone for longer periods of time. For example, the weekend you come back, that way you can just see the organized big picture and jump right back into it. And if needed, use a project management doc to capture or note down your outcome here, what you're working on achieving, your purpose, to really connect to that why, that motivation, your resources, all your different to-dos and lists, and etc. Your resources, your to-do list, and then you redo and update that as needed. Your resources, all your different to-dos and lists, and etc. Your resources, your resources, your to-do list, and then purpose, to really connect to that why, that motivation, your resources, your to-do list, and then you redo and update that as needed. Also use what we can known as needed. Also use what we can call a swipe extra location. I find that always creating any communication piece needed. And also use what we can call a swipe extra location. I first always create. Also use what redo and update that as needed. And also use what we can as needed. And also use what we can call a swipe extra location. I first always create a place either down below my script or in a separate document that I can save anything I took out. So when I cut it, then I can put it there as like a bucket somewhere to collect it, calling it something like save swipe. That way, anything I don't think I need, I can cut it and put it there. And that way, if I need it in the future, I can access it and I know exactly where it is. So I saved it just in case. Although I do really rarely go back to this, but every once in a while I do, but it really gives me peace of mind that I can still get to that cut content anytime I need to. And as you work, and as you keep need to. And as you work, need to. And as you keep, need to. And as you, need to. And as you keep, need to. And as you keep refining, to it. And as you find that I can still get to that cut content anytime I need to. And as you keep refining, and as you keep refining this, make sure time I need to. As you keep refining this, content anytime I need to. Keep refining this, make sure. As you keep refining it, and as you
Right there is and.
as you keep
Yep.
Nice.
We'll see how that plays out. Are you still recording?
Yes.
anytime I need to. As you keep refining this, make sure you have a productive environment, distraction free. On average, it can take 20 minutes to get back on track, or you just keep on bouncing from distraction to distraction, never really getting anything done in the amount of energy and progress that you actually need. So do what you need to do to make sure your work environment is distraction free. Track. So do what you need to do to make sure your work environment is distraction free, whether it's locking yourself in your room, telling others not to distract you, make sure your work environment is distraction free, whether it's so do what you need to do to make sure your So do progress that you actually need. So do what you need to do to progress that you actually need. So do what you need to do to make sure your work environment is distraction free, whether it's locking yourself in your room, telling others not to distract you, turn off or hide your phone, etc. And another great tool to focus and stimulate creativity is to use music. My favorite and when working on in the amount of energy and progress that you actually need. So do what you need to do to make sure your work environment is distraction free, whether it's locking yourself in your room, telling others not to distract you, turn off or hide your phone, etc. And another great tool to focus and stimulate creativity is to use music. My favorite personal music is about an epic 8-hour soundtrack. So I just put that on YouTube and play it, and it really helps stimulate creativity. And I'll give you a link to that on the bonus page as well. And when working hard, make sure you use breaks effectively. Sometimes I just need to go away. I think I'm stuck. I hate the script and there's no way it's moving forward. Then I just go away for a bit, take a walk, take a rest. Usually in just a few minutes, I'll actually get the idea or the motivation and energy to actually go back into it right away. Use breaks effectively. Sometimes, and effectively. Sometimes I just need to go away. I think I'm stuck, or I hate the script, or there's no way it's moving forward. Then I just go away. I take a walk, take a rest, and usually in minutes, I'll get the idea I need to, or the energy I need to move forward by simply just stepping away and letting go, and the right idea will surface in my mind, or the renewed energy will come. And sometimes I just need to actually just shut it down for the day, simply because I'm out of total energy and renewed energy. And sometimes I just need to shut it down, so to speak, for the day, simply because I'm out of total energy in the next day, and I have other stuff to do. Maybe do some yoga or hang out with Sarah.
We'll do the first one,
Yeah, the first one, and then
Yeah.
then it picks back. It can just pick back up on either or energy.
And on the other hand, sometimes I need to just keep pushing through.
Why can't I just use all the first take?
And there's no way it's moving forward. Then I just go away for a bit, take a walk, take a rest. Usually in just a few minutes, I'll actually get the idea or the motivation and the energy to actually go back into it right away.
That's the second one, isn't it?
And on the other hand,
That was the first one.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I think it's all in there. What you
Okay.
meant to say, like your point,
Now, can we just play a little bit upstream?
Yeah.
Sorry, I must have just not been understanding it. I swear I repeated the idea part.
and I'll give you a link to that on the bonus page as well. And when working hard, make sure you use breaks effectively. Sometimes I just need to go away.
Did you
I think I'm
replay it?
stuck. I hate the script, and there's no way it's moving forward. Then I just go away for a bit, take a walk, take a rest. Usually in just a few minutes, I'll actually get the idea or the motivation and energy to actually go back into it right away. And on the other hand, sometimes I need to just keep pushing through.
Good.
And sometimes just a quick rest, at least to rest the eyes, is all I need. Just going into a dark room, putting something over my eyes, really helps my eyes rest, because it actually gets really tired working on the screen for a long time. And what I also do is I find some great meditation.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
And you think we're gonna listen to the whole thing once it's done? Probably, right?
I mean, yeah.
So now plugged in here. But hope you guys got tons of value from that. We're still editing it right now, if you can hear it.
Ideally, you're working at a very organized.
So I'm just gonna end the stream now, but hope you guys got tons of value out of that. We'll chat later. Peace.